It's Friday. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Real Talk. The road today, looking for another way to ease my mind and help my living. It's Real Talk. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pyers Real Talk. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day... How many days are we on, guys? 572 in a row? Absolute chaos. It's insanity, to be honest. Ralph is on, my brother. How are you, buddy? It is going to be a very exciting night. We have Ryan Hartwig back for 2FacedBook. That's right, 2Faced, because the Facebook people are censoring all the conservative content. They're trying to shut down a fair election. And my question to you, my question to Ryan when he calls in shortly, is if people had a problem with China, if people had a problem with Vladimir Putin and Russia, then you should have a problem with right in our backyard social media platforms trying to steal this current election. It's just, it's the hypocrisy. What's going on here, people? So bottom line is this. Ryan's going to come on, share some of the conversations he's been having, and we're going to be working on a theme song for Ryan. Ryan wrote some lyrics and to a specific song he asked me to work on, and we're going to kind of get into it this evening. But what I'm going to do as well is play you a couple face swaps while we're waiting for Ryan to call in. So, to start us off, I'm going to just play us episode 13 of the Donald Trump show because we started doing them yesterday and then all of a sudden service was totally messed up. We had a crazy storm in Fairfield and just, it was nuts. I couldn't even get like a couple frames in. I tried to go live a few times. It was like 93% of your frames are dropping. I was like, really? So I'm probably just like, hey guys, what's going on? That's cool. Yeah, fantastic. So tonight we're rocking and rolling. We don't have any issues with the frame droppage. And we're going to get into some stuff. We're going to play some music. We're going to get Ryan on. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to write a theme song with him. And what else? I'm just going to play some music. Any requests? Anybody have any requests they want to get into? People, let's get up to it, all right? So just to get us started here, let's play a face swap. Oh, exactly. So here we go, Ralph. We're going to play. This is one of my favorites. It's number 13, just from yesterday. Or from 2 days ago. I got to get 14 together for tomorrow. I have the idea. That's all I can say is it starts with an idea, and I'm going to have time to work on it tomorrow. So here we go. It's Hammerlin Jamison with the exclusive Donald Trump with episode 13 of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you very much for joining me on episode 13 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight, we're talking about this stupid ad that just came out. Did you see this? Sleep Sofa. That's right. He's sitting with Obama. They're sitting together. Actually, I thought Joe was going to fall asleep a few times, but Obama, I guess he's pretty charismatic. He kept his attention. So let's get to it.
I don't understand his inability to get a sense of what people are going through.
That's very interesting, Joe. I'm wondering if you'll ever be able to get a sentence out without sounding like you're falling asleep.
He just can't relate in any way.
I can't relate. That's funny. I can't relate to your communist leanings, no, Sleep Sofa Joe. That I could not relate to.
One of the things that I have always known about you, Joe, it's the reason why I wanted you to be my vice president and the reason why you were so effective.
Effective? He was effective at smelling young girls' hair and whispering in their ears. But what else did Sleep Sofa Joe do while he was in the White House?
Ways in which presidents motivate people. By doing something really ignobling. Doing something really ignobling.
I believe Joe thinks that ignoble's a good word.
Ignobling. Important, and people go, oh. Or to do something really bad.
Oh, wait, Sleep Sofa, you've got me confused now. Because ignoble means dishonorable. And then you said really good. Were really bad. I'm really confused, Sleep Sofa. I think you're not really sure what the dictionary definition is for ignoble.
This guy has generated a sense out there that people are waking up to, that he ran by deliberately dividing people from the moment he came down that escalator.
Wrong. I've been connecting people to the truth, Sleep Sofa. That you, Obama, and all of your cronies have been taking advantage of this country. You for 44 years. I don't know how that has been possible.
I think people are now going, I don't want my kid growing up that way.
Wait, hold on, Sleepy. So you're telling me kids don't want to grow up winning? Oh, no, they want to be losers like Sleep Sofa Joe. Joe, they all want to be winners, okay? Stop telling people to lose. I shouldn't be surprised, though. Being vice president is like winning the silver medal at the Olympics.
You know what it's like as much as anybody.
What are we talking about now? Falling asleep on camera? Pooping your pants? Just elaborate, Barack.
To be in the White House during a crisis.
Oh, I'm sure you got a lot of great information out of Bobblehead Joe.
You know what it's like to have to...
I just have to ask, why does it take Barack so long to form, like, the simplest of sentences?
get laws passed through Congress.
You know, I'm really glad you brought that up, Barack. Because Sleep Sofa Joe does have some experience drafting the crime bill in 1994 that put a lot of people in jail. Too many to count, I believe.
You know what it's like to deal with foreign leaders.
Barack Obama with another direct hit. How did you do in Ukraine, Joe? That's right. And how about your son, Hunter? Been looking for him. I have a couple of questions. Attorney Bill Barr will be calling him. You may want to let your son know.
You know what it's like and how lonely it can be.
Look, you're probably right, Barack. It must get really lonely for Sleep Sofa Joe, those couple of thoughts running through his head on a daily. It's okay, Joe. Just take a nap.
To make tough decisions where not every decision is going to be perfect, but you got to make them.
You know, Barack, it's kind of hard for Joe to make any decisions at this point.
And to take responsibility for it.
I do have to say I give that to Sleep Sofa. I've heard him say he's going to do a boom, 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 so he does take responsibility for his poopers. Okay, does it or does it not seem like Barack is thinking the same thing?
And the thing I've got confidence in, Joe, is your heart and your character and the fact that you are going to be able to reassemble.
Okay, so wait a second. What is Sleep Sofa, bumbling Biden, going to reassemble? He can't even assemble a sentence. He doesn't remember his name half the time. He said he's Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. That's stupid.
Reassemble the kind of government that cares about people and brings people together.
Look, I think Joe could bring people together for a nice nap, okay? But he's not going to accomplish anything except be the Muppet puppet for the left. I have to laugh, though, Barack. You say to help and care for people, but you're the ones who are causing all the problems right now. Anyhow, this was the 13th episode of The Donald Trump Show. We're going to continue to dig deep into the Sleep Sofa and find what's in the cushions. And I'll see you tomorrow at the next Donald Trump Show.
That's the 13th episode of The Trump Show. Guys, and they just keep getting better. I keep thinking there's no way I'm going to be able to top the one from yesterday. But I have a philosophy in my life. It's very simple. I come out here every day trying to one-up what I did yesterday. That's what I'm trying to do. Every single day for the last 572 days, when I come out here, it's to try to one-up whatever I did yesterday. All right, hold on. Why is it showing that? But the crazy thing is this. while I'm showing up today to try to one-up what I did yesterday, in my mind, I'm going to blow today's show out of the water tomorrow. Does that make sense? Like, you're never settled. You have to continue to reach for better. That's the only way to evolve. Only way to find something that makes sense. The only thing that will move you towards happiness. Let's play some music. You guys have anything you want to hear specifically? I don't want to play yet. I know I got something I got to work on for Ryan. Maybe I should play the original, and then we can do the song that Ryan wants to do, because he wrote lyrics to an original, to a song that they used, really cool song that everybody knows. Never played it in my life, but he sent it over to me with new lyrics. But maybe in order for me to get comfortable with the song, I should actually try to play the original. That's it right there. Ready? Every time I look into your lovely eyes, see a love that's money, money just came by. One look from you, I drift away. I pray that you're here to say everything you want. You got it. Everything you need, you got it. Anything at all, you got it, baby. You got it. Is there another chorus? Oh, there it is. Every time I hold you, I begin to understand. Everything about you tells me I'm your man. I live my life to be with you. No one can do the things you do. Nothing you want, you got it. Anything you need, you got it. Anything. That's the thing. I gotta get the chords. Hold on. Now the chords for the hook for the chorus are. Anything you want, you got it. All right, I'm ready for it when we get to the song. Oh, Matt likes this tune. Okay, buddy, we're gonna try it. Never tried playing it before. It's the first time, but look, for me, I like trying things. Matt knows that. I'll try it for the first time and fail horribly. I'm fine with that, but I want to give it a shot, especially because Ryan wants me to work on a theme song for him. So let's go. Here's the original. Let me try to get it one more time. Every time I look into your lovely eyes, I see love that money just can't The things you do, anything you want, you got it. Anything you need, you got it. Anything I know, you got it. Baby, you got it. First try, sort of, ish. There we go. Now I feel good enough to actually try Ryan's song with the people. My brother Matt, Traveling Burberries were incredible, and that sounded as good, buddy. Oh, Matt, you're the man, brother. That's coming from a real musician guy, so that means a lot. Thank you, pal. Hopefully Ralph came over to YouTube. Matt, you got to get over to YouTube. Subscribe and ding the bell. Hold on, I'm going to head over and see who's on with us on YouTube, because right now I'm kicking it over on the FaceSwap. And FaceSwap is fine, too. It's just Instagram I feel bad about. Let's be honest. I was live every day with y'all on Insta for 318 days, and now I just kind of leave you to the backside. I'm like, whatever, you could join if you'd like, but head over to YouTube and subscribe and ding the bell. I want to just keep trying out songs. Why not? You know what I mean? I just keep sending over randoms. See if I can give it a shot. For example, Dag is a huge Grateful Dead fan. I got to play something for Dag because he's the one who's set up Ryan. Now, this is the third time Ryan's calling in tonight. Mary M has been on 3 times. She's calling in tomorrow. We have a weekly with Mary M now. So it's a pretty cool thing, guys. I'm loving it. I'm loving interviewing people. Ooh, wait a second. I gotta hear these songs. That's the problem. I don't know them. But that one I sort of know. Hold on. This is one of my favorites. If I can get it going, it would be pretty sweet. Ready? Let's see. I told Althea that I was feeling lost, lacking in some direction. Althea told me on scrutiny that my back might need protection. Althea told me the treachery is tearing me limb from limb. Althea told me now, cool down boy, send her back easy jail. You may be Saturday child, moving with them of grace. You may be loud and very brown. I don't know how this part goes. You might be a pretty face. You may be the fate of a female. I don't know. But that would be cool. I gotta get a couple songs down for the Dagger. Because Dagger's the man, and he loves the dead. I don't know if Dag's going to tune in. Gangsta's on, Sig's on. Well, guys, we're trying to see if I can play any dead as an appreciation to Dag, setting up all these, interviews with people. Loving it. How about this one? This is a song everybody knows, and I've never played. I like to take songs that I never played, and let's see what we do. Ready? Long distance runner, just standing there for. Get up, get out the door. You're playing cold music, barroom floor, drowning your laughter, dead to the core. There's a dragon, summertown. Take a whole pail of water just to cool him down. Say, fire, fire on the mountain. 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 Almost a blaze, feel the heat. Is that how it goes? Because I don't know. I never played it before, peoples. Let's try this one. I don't think I can play this one because there's a lot of changes. Okay, we're going to try to move on. Let me play you one more try from this, and if I can't do it, no, this is one I've played, and it's an easy one. We're going to do it a little funky. I like to play things a little funky, okay? This is a song when you first start playing guitar. They're like, ooh, you should play this because it's got a couple chord changes, and then you can figure it out. So here we go. If my words did glow, the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were playing on a heart but strong, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near as if it were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken, perhaps live them dead, left unsung. It's I don't know. Oh, I don't really care. I say let there be souls filled, yeah. River in still water. Well, there is no pebble tossed to wind blow. Reach out your hands. If your cup is empty, if your cup is full, No simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night, and there you go. No one will follow the path in your steps alone. Ripple in still water when there is no path toss, no wind to blow. If you choose to lead, you must follow. But if you fall, you fall. You should stand. And who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you. A little ripple for you. No way. All right, well, you shouldn't have any issues with, okay, just probably because you're walking the dog, but we haven't dropped a frame yet, my people. I'm loving it. So if you're on, say hello. My buddy Ryan is going to be calling in shortly to go on Zoom with us. And we're going to work on that song I just played a few minutes ago and see if we can do like a theme song version for my brother. Now let's play something else for you people. Like, how about... I've been digging on playing this lately. I've been really enjoying playing this. Ready? Is that the one? Yeah, I guess this is fine. They're both the same. She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus in America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis. She loves horses and a boyfriend too. There's a long there's a freeway run through the yard, and I'm a bad boy. Just don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart. When I'm free falling, and yet I'm free. Valley moves down into Boulevard. The bad boy standing in the shadows, all the good girls, all the broken hearts. When I'm free, when I'm free falling, when I'm free. lie down in the hall and wanna write her name in the sky. Gonna free fall out into nothing. Gonna leave this, gonna leave this world for a while. I'm free. I'm free falling. Well, I'm free. I'm free falling. I'm free falling. Well, I'm free. Free falling. Free falling. I'm free falling. Well, I'm free. Well, I'm free. Free falling. Well, I'm free. Well, I'm free. Free falling. Well, I'm free. Free falling. Free falling. Well, I'm free. Free falling. I'm free. Free falling. Well, I'm free. Free falling. Free falling. Well, I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free falling. Free falling. Well, I'm free. Well, I'm free falling. Free falling. Well, I'm free. Well, I'm free falling. Well, I'm free. I'm free falling. Well, I'm free. So with those guys, we just play, have some fun. John, thank you, buddy. What else do you want to hear, John? What should I play for you, buddy? What can I play for you, my friend? Anybody else have any requests? All you got to do is ask, because Ryan's calling in shortly, and once he does, people, we're getting into it. But for now, you get a chance to hear a couple tunes. So it's really up to you. You're just going to have to ask. I'm playing this tune again because, guys, I've been really liking it, and I really think tonight it may be the best version. Because I've been hearing it in my head when I'm not playing it. And here we go. It's a song by Coldplay. You ready? That's not right. Hold on, people. Give me one moment. That's not the right one. Oh, okay. Let's try this way. This is the one. Now you can just open up for me. How about that? All right, here we go. You guys ready for this one? I like this tune. It's a pretty tune. Glad I found it. Here we go. Try your best, but you don't succeed. You get what you want, what you need. You feel so tired, not sleep. Stuck in rivers where the tears come streaming down your face. Lose something you can't replace. When you love someone who goes to waste, yes. Could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you, to fix you. And high above or down below, when you're too in love, let it go. If you never try, then you never know. Whoa, just what you're worth. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you, to fix you. take a break now, Mike. Okay? Okay? One time. Just tell me one time, okay? Oh my goodness, listen to this, guys. Traveling Wilburys, John asked for. That was funny because that's what my buddy Matt said earlier because it sounded like Traveling Wilburys. Sig, my buddy Sig, listen to this. He earned free money today. Returned items that he had laying around since COVID started, $380. That's pretty cool. That's profit right there. That's profit as far as I'm concerned. It's so funny. If you guys have ever seen the original Office, so funny. So much better than the one that Ricky, whatever his name is, Steve Carell did. That one was rubbish, pretty much, right? Don't you think so? I thought it was pretty much rubbish. Let's see. I'm going to go over here and make sure I don't have my buddy waiting. No, he's going to text me when he's ready to go, which is good. Because, guys, it's crazy. We're doing Real Talk with Ryan. How was that version I laid out for you earlier? It was all right, right? Let me play you a face swap here. Let's go to, how about episode 12? We did 13 before. Let's go backwards. We're going to go backwards in order.
It's Hammerlin Jamison with the exclusive Donald Trump with episode 13
really?
of the...
Hold on. We did 13, buddy. Let's go to 12. Here is episode 12 of the Donald Trump Show. Ready?
Hammerlin Jamison live from the studio. Donald Trump joins us with episode 12 of The Trump Show. Thank you, and welcome to episode 12 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're talking about sleep sofa bumbling Biden. This episode's called How Far Left Can Sleep Sofa Go? Let's take a look.
And I can't thank you enough for all you've done so far, and that's thank you for taking the time for watching today.
You're off to a great start, Joe.
Look, one of the things I think is important, I wish we taught more in our schools about the Islamic faith.
Wait, hold on. So you get rid of God in the school. You can't pray in school, but you want to talk about Islam? Does that make any sense? It doesn't at all, unless you're trying to pander for votes. Oh, look, it's pandering Biden.
And what people don't realize, it's one of my avocation is theology, don't realize is that we all come from the same root here in terms of our fundamental basic beliefs.
The same fundamental beliefs? Are you crazy, Joe? Crazy Joe Biden. Yeah, that's right. We all fundamentally believe the same things. That's right.
So my generic point is...
Everything about Sleep Sofa Joe's generic.
We agree that we can redirect some of the funding.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so no more police departments. Sleep Sofa Joe, defunding the police. Look, let's divert some funds. Let's not improve the police. Let's just defund them. Let's go back to cowboys and Indians. How about we go back to the Wild West? Sounds like a good idea, Sleep Sofa. Did you think about this one at all, or are you just reading off of the teleprompter again?
And one of the things that we also need to be doing is fundamentally changing the way, and I've been pushing it for years, changing the way we deal with our prison system.
Okay, this one's classic. Are you guys ready for this?
It should be a rehabilitation system, not a punishment system.
Okay, I think it's time we slam bumbling Biden back onto his sleep sofa.
They started looking at it and found out that this midnight basketball isn't getting them together a bunch of jive folks who are black, white, and Hispanic who live in their city to do, try to see if they can be Michael Jordan.
Because I really can't tell anymore. Was that racist?
They were keeping schools open so gangs come off streets instead of out raping my mother, marauding me.
You know, this is the third or fourth time I've heard Joe speak about his mother in a very weird way. I'm not really sure if he has a thing for Ma, good old Ma.
My daughter will be safer. My wife will be safer. My mother will be safer.
See, there it is again.
And I will be safer. And I will be happy.
It just looks like Joe Biden did things to suit his own needs when he had young kids. Now he's an old man, doesn't even know his name. So he's like, yeah, you know what? Let's talk about Islam in school. And I think I pooped my pants.
And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth.
Could I call Liar Liar Pants on fire? 'Cause Sleeps Over Joe said it should be a rehabilitation, and he just said there's no way to rehabilitate.
Bobby Rush, member of Congress, said the other day, I'm ashamed that I voted for the 94 crime bill. You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all. In fact, I drafted the bill.
Proud of putting people in prison, inner city, all different colors and creeds, and now you want them all to vote for you. You're the one who put them in, Warden. How are you going to answer for that, Warden Biden? Warden Biden, that's a mouthful, really. Imagine bumbling Biden as a warden. All right, I think that's enough for episode 12. Look forward to tomorrow, lucky number 13. It's going to be a big episode. Not sure what yet. It's the Trump Show. See you tomorrow.
That's what I'm talking about, people. Episode 12. Pretty funny stuff. But we're going to go back to, this is the one episode you guys may not even know about. This is a pretty crazy episode. Episode 11, if you don't recall what happens here, kind of crazy stuff. Okay, here's the bottom line. Donald Trump and, well, let me just play it for you. He doesn't have a translator. That's the bottom line.
Hammerlin Jamison live from the studio. Donald J. Trump joins us to talk about President Xi.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me on the next episode of the Donald Trump Show. I believe this is episode 11. Unbelievable. I think this episode has to be about President Xi-hole. Look, I got a problem with the Xi-hole. He's out there delivering Fluhan all over the world. Everybody's blaming Trump. But the only person to blame is President Xi-hole. But no matter what I say, they don't believe me. It's a weird world we're living in right now. It's either Trump or not Trump. Nobody's talking about the issues. What does Trump think about abortion? What does Biden think about? Well, let's be honest, Biden doesn't think about anything. But if he was to think about something, what would it be? Maybe, did I put underwear on this morning? Did I change my pants? Did I poop my pants? I don't know. These are maybe questions that Sleep Sofa Joe asks himself. But look, let's see if we have any clips for today. Do we have anything? Here we go.
世界卫生组织总干事先生
You guys couldn't get the subtitle version? I mean, what the hell? Where's my translator? God almighty. All right, I guess I'm going to have to respond and pretend I know what the hell he's talking about. Let's get back to it.
各位代表
Good day to you too, Giol.
首先
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption was a good movie, but what does that have to do with anything?
我认为
No, that's close. It's Dufresne, Andy Dufresne. I think he's trying to say the character's name from Shawshank.
在人类抗击新冠肺炎疫情的关键时刻
I'm not really sure who Kwame Shakur is. It may be Tupac's son.
突发事件
Oh, it is. Well, I have one question for you, Jihol. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell the world what was going on? We could have done something about it. You know we call you a Jihol, right?
举行这次市委大会
Look, you brought it upon yourself. I can't control your actions, G. We only come up with nicknames for people based on their actions, and you've been a Jihol. I'm sorry.
具有
You should be, Gio.
十分重要的意义
All right, look, I can't do this anymore. I can't understand him.
人类正在经历第二次世界大战结束以来
I'm not sure I appreciate your tone.
全球
What did you say to me?
新冠肺炎疫情突如其来
Okay, look, I need a translator. I can't freaking do this without a translator. I just can't. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He keeps saying things. It sounds like he's insulting the Trumper.
最严重的
See? That's exactly what he's doing. He just said it. Ziyunda.
公共卫生
He said invasion. They invaded us with coronavirus.
现在已经破击。
I'll tell you what, G-Hole, if you ever speak to me like that again, I'm gonna trump you right in the face. Anyway, look, that's about enough for today's episode of the Donald Trump Show. Remember that President G is now President G-Hole. Sleep Sofa Joe is probably taking a nap right now. And I'll see you tomorrow on the next Donald Trump Show. Have a good night.
I love the line where he goes after Biden out of nowhere. Sleep Sofa Joe's probably taking a nap right now. And I'll see you tomorrow on the next Trump Show. That was so funny. Anyway, let's go to episode 9. We're going backwards in order until Ryan calls. This is episode 10. How sour is that Don Lemon? Oh, actually, you know what? I made a couple in between. So this is something I made in between episodes 10 and episodes 11. Here we go.
Hammerlin, Jamison, live from the studio. Donald Trump coming at us from the Rose Garden.
Look, I'm telling you right now, the country turns to crap with Sleep Sofa Joe. In the Oval Office, he's going to get rid of the chair at the desk, and instead he's going to put a sleep sofa right there. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm getting a word in my ear right now that he will be the Sleep Sofa in the White House. They're going to call him Sleep Sofa 1. They're going to have a nickname for Biden. It's going to be Sleep Sofa 1. Like for me, they call me Mr. Billions. And look, we all have a nickname. Just Sleep Sofa is going to be Sleep Sofa 1. I don't know. We're going to work on that one, especially, well, we'll come up with the titles before Sleep Sofa takes over office for me. I can see it already. Sleep Sofa 1 on the move. It's going to be hilarious. Patsy and I have been talking about it behind the scenes. I said, look, worst case scenario, Patsy. If we can't beat the Sleep Sofa, then leave him a nice present as he arrives into the Oval Office. Oh, yes, please, I'll take my coffee. Oh, he's already taking a nap. Sleep Sofa 1 is napping. Oh, I could see it already. I almost want to lose, just so I could speak to the Secret Service afterwards and hear all about it. But anyway, we'll get back to that. I think I'll see you tomorrow for the next Trump Show.
That was right before I dropped episode 11. But in between, again, another piece I did right before that one. This was the day after I finished the Don Lemon piece, which you're about to see. It was so much work, though, and it's really, really a strong episode. So I needed a couple of days break before starting the second, literally the second 1 hour episode of Trump. And here we go. This is another funny bit. Here we go.
That's Hammerlin, Jamison, live from the studio. Donald Trump discusses President G and Biden.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So glad to be standing in front of you on this Friday. We've got a lot to discuss. China, did you hear about Bill Barr? Attorney General Bill Barr got up and said China is the worst thing to happen to America since China. That's right. We already had a problem with China, and we kind of let them come back. I think it may have been Reagan. It's not a good thing, I know. But China becomes part of the World Trade Organization again. And then, of course, they're going to let them do all kinds of things, and they're taking advantage of our country. It's important for you to understand that we're going to hold China and President Xi accountable. That's right. I know. Look, the Wuhan, China, they had their worst year in 67 years, and it's because of Trump. So we have to try to give them another bad year. Nobody has put more time and effort in than my number 2. That's right, Mike Pence, the greatest number 2. Mikey Pence. I call him Pensy. That's right. We have nicknames. Pensy. Of course, we call Biden Sleep Sofa Joe, or Bumbling Biden. He's a bumbling Biden. I joke that he's a bumbling Biden sleeping on the sleep sofa, but he really instead is the sleep sofa. Look, if I lose, it's going to be doubly bad because Sleep Sofa Joe is going to beat me. The guy can't even string 3 words together without a teleprompter. But look, we'll see what happens in the debates. Looking forward to it, Sleep Sofa. Bumbly, 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 bumbly. We'll have a lot of fun. Anyway, look, I gotta go.
Bumbly, 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 bumbly. Look, I've gotta go. Sleeps Over Joe's coming over for dinner. He's going to forget to bring something. You don't go to someone's house without bringing something, Mark. You know that.
So I'm waiting for Ryan to call in because I do have a special Donald Trump clip today for you. And I'm looking forward to playing it. But for now, let's get to episode 10 of the Donald Trump Show. And let me say hello to my friend Flynn, who's over here from Periscope. Flinny, I'd love for you to come over to YouTube and join us. John, I know you're on Periscope as well. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. We're on YouTube, people. Head over, join us over there. Subscribe and ding the bell. Live every single day. Today's day 572 in a row. Guys, we're 28 days away from the 600th show in a row of this. I'm starting to lose track of it. It's that many days. But we're going to keep showing up every day. We have work to do. We have a lot of work to do. Like, I love when someone says that. Hey, that's really cool. That's really cool. When are you going to stop? Are you kidding me? I got work to do. Well, why don't you cut it down to 20 minutes? Why don't you do a half-hour show? Why don't you do an hour show? And just so people can be like, okay, cool, it's an hour a day. I got work to do. You know, I may go on and Flynn's not on for the first hour, but he's able to catch up for the second hour. And Sig's able to come on for that first hour, but he can't come on for the second hour. So I'm here to broadcast long-term on a daily basis so everybody can tune in live and catch some energy, catch some positivity. In the moment, send a message and have a response. You know what I'm saying? It's not about tuning in. It's about tuning in. It's about connecting. Sig, thank you, buddy. Like, see, Sig, he's part of the show. Flynn is part of the show. John, part of the show. Dag, part of the show. Denise. And the crazy thing is, if this ends up being a podcast, that very line is going to be in there. And Sig could be tuning in and be like, he's talking about me. I drop these as podcasts. My podcast isn't something that's off air and I'm like, oh, I'm going to drop a separate thing for podcast. No, I take these shows, drop them, 4 hours. There you go, new podcast. And it's just because I know a lot of people aren't going to sit there and watch the whole YouTube. They won't sit there and watch 5 hours, 4 hours of a YouTube of Mary M coming on the show for 4 hours and 34 minutes. But they will pop it on in their car. And Sig could drive and listen to it while he's in the car. He can get the content. I actually say this is my favorite thing about podcasts. What you see and hear me say on this program feels completely different when you're listening to it in the car. I happen to be very animated. And that's something that comes across on camera. However, it takes you away from the passion and the energy behind the words, the feeling to the words coming through the screen. But when you're listening and you're driving, you could feel them twice as hard as you do when you're listening now. Because your eyes are kind of deceiving you in a way. You know, you're grabbing a piece of one and you're listening, but it's two pieces coming together. The other way, it's just one form and you're using your imagination a little bit. You're hearing the timbre to the voice a lot more than you would when you're focusing in on a YouTube channel. You can hear it in the car. Your bass rattling in the doors, you know? Oh, I'm trying to get Paul on. How do we get... Somebody do me a favor. I think this is on Maryam's last... Sig, can you do me a favor on this? On Maryam's chat, the last one, there's a really cool guy, Paul Hollingworth. He's been chatting with me all day today. And he says he doesn't know how to find the link to today's show. Sig, do you think you can go and just copy this link for today's video and just throw it in where he says I'm trying to find the link? You'll see it. It should be the first comment on Mary Ann's latest chat, the 4 hour and 34 minute one. It should be a comment at the top of the page from Paul saying, I can't find the link. I'd love to tune in, but I can't find the link. I just saw it come up on my screen. I'd love for him to be able to click on it. He's got some issues with his eyes, so he has a hard time seeing. But he may be able to click on it. You're the man, brother. Sig's going to help us out. This is what I love, guys, is like we help each other, you know? Like Sig has been also doing what Dag does. He's been out there reaching out to people, trying to see if he can get them on the show. And this is what I love, is like, I'm here creating content. This is the one thing I think you guys totally appreciate and you're helping me on. I'm here creating content every single day. Original content every single day, and then going live for 3 to 5 hours. My son said to me today, he's 11. I get a lot of freaking insight from my 11-year-old. He goes, Daddy, I watched this Roblox thing. This guy's got 6.5 million followers. Like, wow. He's got 6.5 million subscribers, this guy. Okay, he talks about a video game called Roblox. 6.5 million. He's like, yeah, and people are always donating to him, and then they're buying Roblox with his password. I'm like, wow, so he's making a cut of like all of this stuff. This guy's killing it. And he says, yeah, you know, though, he goes, you create original content. He goes, these guys don't do that. They just talk about something else that someone else created. And he goes, so that'll never really, you know, at a certain point, that's a fad. He's like, but what you're doing is really cool because every day you don't know what's coming, but there's something new coming every single day. And with that sentiment in mind, that like, no matter how bad the day gets, no matter how great the day gets, there will always be two things from the Real Talk program, a piece of content and a live show. And that's just how the program needs to go. You know, I know I've had some friends who are like, you post too much, you're live too much. I'm like, unfriend me. I'm not going to stop broadcasting. I'm not going to stop doing something that my heart and my spirit tells me needs to be done because one friend in my friends list, I don't care if it's 100 friends in my friends list, say he posts too much. He's live too much. Maybe if he settled it down a little bit, I would come on more often. Well, you're missing what you're missing, but I'm not going to stop being me. The one thing I ask you please to do in your life is to continue being that amazing soul that you are. Don't let one voice, 3 voices, 5 voices around you slow you down from the truth that you are amazing. You have something that nobody else on this planet has to offer. The question is, are you willing to look inside in order to find it and stop looking outside at everybody else and comparing yourself to everyone else? You get nowhere when you start comparing yourself to others that have walked their steps on this planet before you. You appreciate what they've done. You look at what they've done, you learn from it, and then you add to it. You bring something to the table. You do something that's never been seen before. That is, by the way, the only way. Yeah, these guys are getting 6.5 million subscribers to talk about a game. And they're making probably a lot of money doing that. That's great. Good for them. But the only way to stay true to yourself and to find yourself is to be yourself. And to start reaching in. And whatever's in there, taking it out and showing it to the world. Don't be afraid of criticism. Don't be afraid of someone saying, well, you shouldn't have done that, Mark. And maybe you shouldn't have gone live that much, Mark. Or, you know, I have a problem with, good for you. Write it down and send it in. Send an email. Hey, I didn't like when you talked about, well, great. This is the moment happening in front of your eyes. Do you have a problem with every comedian and when they start speaking? Maybe you're the problem. Maybe leave the room. You know, this is an unscripted program that happens in the moment. We're not going to stop that because of a voice, because of one person. This country stopped being a country when they started caring about these 1 or 2 voices saying, well, I have a problem with that. 2001. I saw 2 buildings 45 miles away from my home come down on TV in front of my eyes. I wasn't in the city that day. I was in Connecticut. But the Twin Towers, buildings that I could see from some houses here in Connecticut. It's just the angle. You could see it. You were able to see it. That's how tall the Twin Towers were. And they come down. Our country comes up with this game plan. We're going to go into Iraq. And we're going to right the ship, okay? And we're going to call it Operation Iraqi Freedom, okay? Something like that. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Sig. Sig says he sent the link into that chat from 9 hours ago. You know what also you could do, buddy? If you send me the link right here on the page, I could copy it, and his link is still right here just in case. Let me just actually pop on it and see if I can see it. Hold on. He said, I don't know how to link it, but you got to listen to... Oh, okay. This is something different. I think he may be coming on. I read it wrong, guys. Sig, you're still the man for setting that out. Maybe he'll come on and join us. You're the man. Thank you so much for doing that. So just remember, guys, stay true to self. And no matter what your take is on the current pandemic, you have to remind yourself over and over that this moment is happening and you can't stop and you can't live in fear, even though there's a lot to fear. There's a lot of misinformation, a lot of people saying things. I don't know what's true, what's not. We don't know, because people like Dr. Fauci will say things like, you need to wear a mask. And then they're at the Nationals game not wearing their mask. So, and then I see today, and I have this link. Let me see if I brought this up over here, because if I did, I'd love to play it for you. Let me see if this is it. No, those are my donuts that I made. Those were awesome. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stop to get those donuts. I'm really upset about it. Let's see. I'm trying to find where I would have put this. You know what? Let me just open it up. Oh, no, you forget about it. The bottom line is I saw two crazy things today. Well, Ryan's going to talk to me about one of them, and that's this ridiculous thing, this clan, this cartel right down on the southern border. And it looks like an army, guys. And they're trying to come over. They're going to take over America. The Mexican cartels are going to take over the southern part of America if you mental cases, continue to say things like, defund the police. Stupid. Don't be stupid. Let's get to a little Don Lemon clip while we wait for Ryan's call, okay? Here we go. Did I get to it yet? I did Trump bar. Yep. Now here we go. This is How Sour.
Hammerlin, Jamison, live from the studio.
This is How Sour is that Don Lemon. Crazy seeing him in the audience without a mask and people getting fined $110 for not having a mask. Exactly. That's the thing that's really bothering me, is seeing how they're treating the world. Oops. Trying to find this. See if I see it. Okay, so we're still waiting for Ryan. It's only 10 o'clock, which is great because we got on early tonight. I'm loving that. I'm trying to figure out if I can find this. But you're right. Yeah, I saw the same thing. There was a video. I think it was Sig who sent this to me, actually. Okay, there's a guy. He's there. He took his mask off to call his mother. All right. I think he was a realtor even. I think that's what Sig sent me. Two cops, not even dressed in real police officer clothing. They're like wearing fake crap. And they got like a badge. They gave a dude a $110 fine for not wearing his mask correctly. Like, what freaking world are we living in? Yeah, you know what? Sig did send it. So you know what I'm going to do real quick? Let me open this for you. See, yep, it's right here. You're right. All right, ready? Let's check this out, guys. This thanks to Sig, courtesy of Sig. Where are we? Is that how we do it? No? All right, here we go. Let me put it in here. All right. This is courtesy of the Sig. Check this out. Come on. What is this? Oh, yeah, this is it. Watch this, guys.
Here, they're working out. We need to breathe.
Watch this.
If they're in the gym, I don't care. They're working out. We need to breathe.
But even outside, like I just literally had it over my mouth like this.
This is the thing, dude. So you understand. You gotta wear it properly. Everyone else is wearing it properly. We're wearing it properly. Doing this does not help anybody. You're still...
I'm on the phone as you talk. And I'm outside and I was on the phone.
The problem is, this is the thing, dude. So you understand. You have to wear it properly. If you're not wearing it properly, it's not like you're wearing it at all.
What am I signing here?
It's a civil citation.
Okay, can I not sign it? I don't really want to.
Okay.
You don't want to not sign it, bro. This is the thing, man. It's $110. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
You can dispute it in court.
Let me finish. It's $110, but you don't have to necessarily pay $110. You can call, you can do community service, you can do a different thing in order to supplement for it.
You don't.
So I would suggest you take it. If you don't take it, I don't want to arrest you.
You're going to arrest me for not
not signing the civil citation.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Oh man, dude. What year is this?
2020, the worst.
This is nuts.
Believe me, bro, if you have a problem, this is directly from the mayor, so you can always take it over him, bro, because it's not us doing this.
We're just enforcing what was said, okay?
Well, you guys are in plain clothes too. That's kind of like a sneaky trick too. Now you gotta go.
But the thing is, if you're in uniform, they would do what they're supposed to do. Well, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. We're not in uniform, so you have to do how you're supposed to do.
Think like this. You think people drive normally when there's a police car around?
Well,
exactly.
It's the same thing. You should be doing it at all times. There's no excuse.
All right, guys. Have a good one. You know.
Wow, guys, how long? I saw this earlier. How long until they say you can't go to the food store without that vaccine? You can't fly unless you show paperwork that you have a vaccine, that you got it done within the last 3 months. Bill Gates came out today and said you may need it more than more than once. You may need to take multiple doses in order to protect yourself from COVID. Yeah, Sig said he touched the wrong part of the mask and brought his mask down. No training. Also, that so-called officer touched the front part of his mask. Wow, they aren't trained. And Sig said that they are actually tracers. And I've heard about that. They're looking for tracers, young people in the state to go and do this, to give citations and to charge people for things. And the thing is, how could they arrest you for this? Where's our liberty? Look, yes, people should wear them to protect others, protect themselves. But the idea that you could arrest someone, put them on house arrest, you could give them a ticket if they choose to walk around outside without a mask. I think walking around outside in the air with a mask is stupid. You're an idiot if you do that, because the natural air is when the wind blows around, and I don't believe there are spores that are going to really affect you unless you're in a high traffic area. If you are in an area like where I live, for example, where I can go outside and walk around, take a bike ride, and there are very few cars, people do the same thing, but we share a side of the road. They go over here, I'm over there. That is fine. It's the idea where I see people walking around, they're by themselves in the middle of the street with a mask on. And I'm like, well, who are you protecting yourself from? Mother Nature? Oh, sorry, I don't want you to give me coronavirus, Mother Nature. No, Mother Nature is where it's extinguished in Mother Nature. Mother Nature's like squash. It's going into a place, you can't go into a food store and not have a mask on, and someone just walked in there 20 minutes ago and had it, coughed, sneezed, and you just walked through there. You got coronavirus. But I think someone sneezes outside and it's a pretty windy day or just a normal breezy day. You could walk through there a minute later and it's already dissipated. It's gone. Outside, I don't think you need to wear a mask like that. That's stupid. It's stupid. I do think the Fauci thing, what is with them sitting right next to each other? I don't care who it is. Why not sit a seat apart? Every other. No, we don't need to do that. I'm Dr. Fauci. I know what's really going on with the masks. Yeah, we saw you in the courtroom take your mask down as well. Again, you laughed about it. It seemed like you were giving a little chuckle, is what I saw. What the hell do I know, though? Let me see what we got over here. You know what I'm saying? 6 said for Ventura, California, they are testing complete lockdown. People are not allowed out of their houses for 6 days. If you come out of your house in an area in Ventura, you go straight to jail. Hammerlin ripping the lid off. This is turning into communist Cuba. Look, are we in Cuba? As Fidel Castro about to ride in on the horse and say, hey, Hammerlin's body double, Fidel Castro's brothers, sisters, cousins, aunt. We're taking over America. Like, look, seriously, dude, what is going on out there? The thing is, it's like, people are like, oh, it's not as bad as the flu. Look, the thing itself is bad. If you get it, it's not good. Some people get asymptomatic, like Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus was asymptomatic. He and his wife, they got through it okay. But other people get it and it gets really bad. So flu, yes, a lot of people die from the flu, but most people get through the flu. The symptoms aren't cardiac arrest or, blood clotting, that type of random stuff that's coming out with COVID. So COVID's very dangerous. You don't want to get COVID, obviously. But it is not as high a death ratio as they originally laid out by a wide margin. So my philosophy, people, is that we kind of let it happen, okay? Let it happen. In 1918, we had this thing called the Spanish flu, and for some reason, the freaking thing just took off. It was here, and then it wasn't. Kind of like what Trump said. It's going to be here, and then one day it's just it's going to miraculously just disappear. We'll be like, where'd it go? Like, I don't know. It was there. Now it's not there. It's somewhere in between here and there. Anyway, listen, episode 10 of the Donald Trump Show. Sig just shared something with me. I'll play that with you guys after this clip. Episode 10. How sour is that Don Lemon?
Hammerlin, Jamison, live from the studio. Donald Trump is back with episode 10. How sour is that Don Lemon? Thank you for joining me on episode 10 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. Today, we're going to continue our journey, destroying fake news. Today, we're going to look at CNN. Don Lemon. That's right, we call him Con Lemonhead here, but I have an old clip that came across my desk I wanted to share with you guys. Give me your perspectives, okay? Take a look at this.
It got some, many on the political right, wondering why the so-called liberal media wasn't talking about other problems in the black community.
That's interesting, Lemon. Why? Why would you say? This is 2013, by the way.
The outrage that I have is in the lack of really the national attention to what is an epidemic of crime in the black community, committed largely by blacks.
These are the same stats we're talking about now, and everyone calls us racist for bringing up.
Why aren't we talking about it? Good question. Actually, that's not a good question. We've talked about it many times on this show.
You have?
And on CNN.
You see, he could tell he was lying because he took a longer breath.
So that's the reason I didn't want to discuss at length crime in the African-American community or how to fix other ills that seem to be plaguing the community in general. But now that the jury has reached its verdict, one that everyone must accept, it's time now for some tough love on the subject.
Some tough love from the lemon? Sounds good to me.
Someone on another network got the chance to go first because I couldn't go during the week. I'm only here on the weekend, so listen to this.
The reason there is so much violence and chaos is the disintegration of the African-American family.
He's got a point.
He does?
In fact, he's got more than a point.
Wow. Don Lemon agrees with Bill O'Reilly. Who knew that was coming?
Drugs, hustling gangs. Nobody forces them to do that. Again, it is a personal decision.
He is right about that, too. But in my estimation, he doesn't go far enough.
Oh, Don Lemon's a mathematician now. Yes, I'd like to hear your estimation.
Black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing.
Here we go. Con Lemonhead, 2013, 5 ways to fix the black community. Let's hear it.
Here's number 5. Pull up your pants.
Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground. Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Number 4 now is the N-word.
Oh, my. Here we go.
I understand poetic license, but consider this. I hosted a special on the N-word, suggesting that black people stop using it, and that entertainers stop deluding yourselves or themselves and others that you're somehow taking the word back.
I am curious what people think of that comment.
A lot of African Americans took offense to that, too.
Oh, he answered it.
Now, number 3. Respect where you live.
Is this a special message to the people in Chippy, Chaz? What are they calling themselves this week? I think it's a message to Chap.
Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities.
Imagine if they played this over the loudspeakers in Chap.
I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering.
Here comes a cheap shot at his community.
I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away.
Wow, stereotype much?
Just being honest here.
Interesting. When did you decide to get rid of the honesty policy, Lemon?
Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids they're acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English.
What Don Lemon is saying right now would be considered racist in 2020.
A high school dropout makes on average $19,000 a year.
Wait, a year?
A high school graduate makes $28,000 a year.
Just graduating, you make 33% more per year.
A college graduate makes $51,000 a year.
That stat is less impressive to me. It costs like $50,000 a year for college. A college graduate makes $51,000?
Over the course of a career, a college grad will make nearly $1 million more than a high school graduate. That's a lot of money.
Yes, $1 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to the people of the United States of America. Not so much for Trump. I've got billions, okay?
And number 1, and probably the most important, just because you can have a baby, it doesn't mean you should.
Words you will never hear Don Lemonhead speak again.
Especially without planning for one or getting married first. More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers.
Look, can't you see, this is the point. Nothing ever changes. It's always the same. It was 72% in 2013 when Obama was the president.
And the studies show that lack of a male role model is an express train right to prison. And the cycle continues.
Yesterday you saw that Sleep Sofa Joe was the one that put them in prison. And Don Lemon remarked how it's a problem in 2013 when Obama was in office. So what's the problem when Trump wants to fix it? Anybody? Bueller?
Pay attention to and think about what has been presented in recent history as acceptable behavior.
Is rioting in the streets acceptable behavior? It's a good question, Don Lemonhead. What do you think we should do, Don?
Pay close attention to the hip-hop and rap culture that many of you embrace.
I embrace the Sugar Hill Gang. To the hip-hop, to hibbity-hibbity-hibbity hip-hop, to toppity, don't stop. To boogie-boogie, bang-bang, sugity-bug-bug.
A culture that glorifies everything I just mentioned, thug and reprehensible behavior. A culture that is making a lot of people rich, just not you.
The time CNN spoke the truth. Wow, it's almost surreal, right? It's surreal to see CNN speaking truth. I kind of like it. How do we get them to speak the truth always? So what happened to Don Lemon in 2020?
This is the thing, Don. You know, black people need to hold other black people accountable.
Okay, before we get started, that's what Don Lemonhead was doing in the 2013 clip we started with. Okay, watch.
I said this the same thing. This is the Black America's version of the Me Too movement. If anything is going to change, we ourselves need to look at our own communities and look at each other and say, this thing cannot go down.
I'm sorry, isn't that exactly what Don said?
And then this is what I'm saying. It's about who is controlling the narrative. It's got to be all Black Lives Matter.
That sounds right. What does Don have to say?
Here's what I have to say.
All right, Spin Doctor. Let's see what you got here.
The Black Lives Matter movement was started because it was talking about police brutality. If you want an all Black Lives Matter movement that talks about gun violence in communities, including, black communities, then start that movement with that name. But that's not what Black Lives Matter is about.
I'm soured by the hypocrisy. It's like eating a lemon. Oh.
So if you're talking about, if someone started a movement that said, cancer matters, and then someone comes in and said, why aren't you talking about HIV? It's not the same thing. We're talking about cancer.
I think Lemonhead doesn't grasp the concept of apples and oranges. If it's 100 people and you're there for all cancer matters, then it would be somebody who stands up and said, I have prostate cancer. And they would say, sit down, buddy. We just said all cancer matters.
So the Black Lives Matter movement is about police brutality and injustice in that manner, not about what's happening in black neighborhoods. There are people who are working on that issue, and if you want to start that issue, why don't you start it?
We have a hypocrite warning.
It is about police brutality. That should never be accepted. Yeah. I am not saying that that's not it, but there's more there. Okay. And when I look at, if they have more on their agenda, we need to ask them about what else is on that agenda.
Right. Don't you just love how uncomfortable Terry Crews made Don Lemonhead? It was hilarious. You could see he got very uncomfortable when he realized he couldn't control Terry Crews. I wonder, could we get Terry Crews on the Trump team? We should look into it. Look, I will see you tomorrow on the next Trump show. Have a good night.
Guys, we're just making our way through, waiting for Ryan's call, because I have a special Trump call for Ryan today. We'll get to that as soon as he calls in. But let's move to episode 9. 6 says he has some friends over. They're enjoying the Trump show. How about, let's see, they liked episode 10. They liked the Don Lemon. I call it, said, how sour is the Don Lemon, right, John? Listen, this is episode 9. I love this one. This is called The Great Wall of Trump.
It's Hammerlin Jamison live from the studio. Donald Trump with episode 9 of the Donald Trump.
Thank you very much for joining me. Episode 9 of the Donald Trump show. That's right. We're going to get into it today. I've got a lot to share with you. Border wall. Everybody's always saying, Trump, when are you going to build the border wall? We're building the wall. But they gave me such a hard time. Such a hard time.
The President of the United States, having failed to get Mexico to pay for his ineffective, unnecessary border wall.
We'll get back to Schumer and Pelosi after some other clips. I think you guys may like these others, and we'll put it all into perspective. It's Trump show. I'm just going to show you how other presidents felt about immigration.
The bill before us will certainly do some good.
Well, let's start with that. He says he wants to do some good. Let's see what's next.
It will authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders.
Holy cow. Obama wanted to put up a fence. Nobody cares. I want to build a wall stronger. They have a problem with that. We're talking Three Little Pigs, people. He wants to use a fence. I'm talking about a wall that the big bad wolf can't blow down.
The fence is now basically complete.
Wow, Barack, you got 5 years out of that fence. Good job. We had to start building an actual wall because what you did was crap.
Maybe they'll need a moat.
Or maybe they'll need a wall.
Maybe they want alligators in the moat.
Now that one I have to give Barack. That was hilarious. Still, I'll take the wall.
Every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country.
Bill Clinton says illegal aliens and everybody applauds and they get behind him. But Trump does, and they call him a xenophobe and a racist.
The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers.
You see, they're always with you when they need the vote. But as soon as they get in office, they turn on you. Get used to it, people. It's the way it's always been with the Democrats.
That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more.
Can you believe that?
By deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before.
Maybe I should hire Bill to say his words / my words on the campaign trail.
I voted for a fence. I voted unlike most Democrats, and some of you won't like it. I voted for 700-mile fence.
Wait, Sleep Sofa Joe voted for a fence too?
Let me tell you something, folks. People are driving across that border with tons, hear me, tons of everything from byproducts from methamphetamine to cocaine to heroin.
And listening to Sleep Sofa talk about the same issues I have with illegal aliens is just kind of laughable.
It's all coming up through corrupt Mexico.
Joe Biden mentions the drugs. He mentions the illegal aliens coming across the border. And he wants 700 miles of fence, no problem. He's not a xenophobe. He's not a racist. You call Trump whatever you want. That's the problem. You guys just make up your fake news. What do we have next? Anything left?
Former presidents have said to him that they wish that they had built a wall. Do you recall President Obama ever saying that?
Come on.
Bumbling Biden. At it again. Look, guys, you can tell it's a double talk situation with Biden. Everybody before me wanted a wall. Remember when Schumer said ineffective wall?
Construction of a 630-mile border fence create a significant barrier to illegal immigration on our southern land border.
So let me get this straight. In 2009, a fence is significant, but in 2020, a wall is ineffective? Really? Before me wanted a wall. Trump gets it done.
Don't forget it. Trump gets it done, people. Look, you try. But Trump, I've been getting things done since I was 3. I sold a pile of leaves to somebody as a kindling. They gave me 30 cents and a kick in the butt. So, that's episode 9, Great Wall of Trump. I think I should just move right along to episode 8. What do you think? Here we go. Live at the studio, it's Hammerlin Jamison. We're back with another episode of The Donald Trump Show.
Thank you very much for joining me for episode 8 of The Donald Trump Show. That's right, we're cooking along here. Today we're here to talk about Joe Sleep Sofa, bumbling Biden. We've been kind of going through his exploits over the years. What has he done? Has he done anything at all? You know, one of the problems we have today is overpopulated prisons. That's right. And it all started with Joe Biden. I'm going to show you how we are where we are right now. Let's roll the tape.
It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth.
Look, he's talking about inner cities, black communities, minorities. And they all vote for him still. I don't get it. He doesn't want you to advance. He wants you to stay down, so you need the sleep sofa. You don't need a nap on the sleep sofa.
It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society.
I'm starting to see a little of the bumbling Biden taking place. This is all the way back in like the 90s.
It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society.
Wait, bumbling sleep sofa. I thought that being the victim was your platform. Now all of a sudden it doesn't matter if they're the victims of society.
The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe.
Ouch.
Shoot my sister.
Look out.
Beat up my wife.
Let's be honest, Sleep Sofa. That one's you when you open up the bottle of Irish whiskey. Seems a bit odd that all of Joe's family's being attacked in the streets.
They must be taken off the street.
The whole point of the bill was to keep people down, so they feel like they always need help. They don't teach people how to fish, they give them the fish.
Tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision.
When was this filmed? Yesterday?
Without any structure, without any conscience developing.
Definitely filmed in the last couple of weeks. And he's talking about Antifa, right?
They literally have not been socialized.
Isn't he talking about Antifa?
They literally have not had an opportunity.
So let me get this straight. Instead of providing opportunities, you just decided to lock everybody up.
We should focus on them now.
Classic. Really? Sleep Sofa Joe is talking about fixing the problems, never fixed the problems, yet 8 years in office. And it's been almost 30 years, and they've done nothing since then.
If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now.
Predators? Is that like a follow-up to the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
And Madam President, we have predators on our streets.
I wonder if that's where Chris Hansen got his start.
Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
It sounds like only Biden's life matters.
And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
Can't you see? Every 2 years he panders for a vote, and he's the guy who put them all in jail.
But they are in jail. Away from my mother.
Sleep Sofa, do I detect an Oedipal complex?
Your husband. Our families.
Divide and conquer. It's the Democrat way. Sleep Sofa Joe Biden has been telling people one thing for years and doing the opposite. Just remember, and tune back in tomorrow on the next Donald Trump show. Have a good night.
We're rolling along, people. Let's see, what was that one? That was number 8, right? That was number 8. Let's move to episode 7. This is when I come up with Bumbling Biden the first time. Here we go. Hammerlin, Jamison, live from the studio. Donald Trump joins us for the 7th episode of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you very much for joining me on episode 7 of the Donald Trump Show. We're going to get right into it today. I've got a lot more on Sleep Sofa Joe. That's right, we're calling him Bumbling Biden as well now. So let's get into it. What do we got? First clip of the show.
You gotta, I mean, we gotta reassure. Look, here, my message to everybody I talk to is we're gonna get through this.
Are you sure, Joe? It looks like you can't even get through a sentence.
We provide a Medicare option. That's exactly what Rap Rock and I talked about in the beginning.
I'm sorry, did he just call Barack Rap Rock? I didn't realize he had a pet name for Barack Obama. Hey, Rap Rock, let's get together and go and talk about that foreign policy. Hey, Rap Rock, you want to get together and play some basketball? Hey, Rap Rock, could you make me a PB&J? Absolutely hilarious.
I made a mistake. I said it 14 years ago. I trusted George Bush to keep his word. He said he was not going to go into Iraq.
This is when it gets really interesting. You ready?
Only way we're going to get rid of Saddam Hussein. And it's going to require guys like you in uniform to be back on foot in the desert taking taking Saddam down.
Wait, I'm sorry, but didn't you just say that you were against the war, Sleep Sofa? I think he's losing his memory again.
From the moment shock and awe started, from that moment, I was opposed to the effort and I was outspoken.
Let's take a look at Outspoken Joe. Yes, maybe his news. Maybe we'll call him Outspoken Joe if it's good. Let's see.
Some of my own party have said that it was a mistake to go to Iraq in the first place. But the cost of not acting against Saddam, I think, would have been much greater. The President of the United States is a bold leader and he is popular.
No, after that clip, that's it. We're going to call him Backtrack Biden. That's right. He backtracks. He said that he didn't support the war, that he's talking about George Bush like they're best friends. I'm not sure what's true with Sleep Sofa Joe.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others to change attitudes. And we changed attitudes.
When I was about the age of the guy standing over there, I got involved in the civil rights movement.
And now, the truth.
I was not an activist. I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else.
Okay, so basically, Sleep Sofa Joe never did any actual protesting, although he's been campaigning on it for his entire career.
The first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class.
Look, I really want you to pay attention to the detail in this video right here.
I think
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
I'm pretty sure that your IQ is a moving number, Sleep Sofa.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship.
So let's get to the truth.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do. The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
And in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the International Moot Court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
I can say one thing.
Look, the facts are Sleep Sofa Joe was a terrible student.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class.
He didn't?
That he does not have 3 degrees from college.
He doesn't?
And that he was not named Outstanding Political Science Student in college.
Really?
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. Back then, I guess they didn't fact check you in real time. That must have been a couple weeks later. So funny.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Sleep Sofa Joe makes up things. Bumbling Biden. Did you hear him bumble there? He's a bumbler. Bumbling Biden strikes again.
The old bumbler. He's a bumbling Biden sleeping on his sleep sofa. No, oh no, he's the sleep sofa. He's not bumbling and sleeping on it. He is the sleep sofa, people.
So here we are. We're heading officially to episode 6. We're making our way down, guys, on our way to the first episode. But here we go. Episode 6 of the Donald Trump Show.
That's Hammerlin Jamison live from the studio. Donald J. Trump joins us from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on episode 6 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right, I'm here in Washington. Sometimes people think it looks like the Epcot Center. No, the Pope is not back in that building. It's Donald Trump's home. In the process of fixing the dome. I think it's about time we get back to Sleep Sofa Joe. Sometimes we call him Bumbling Biden. I'm not sure what I feel like calling him today. Let's see what Bumbling Biden has to say. I just love them both. I just love Sleep Sofa Joe. He's a bumbling Biden sleeping on the sofa. So, let's see what we've got today.
I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation.
Every time I think to myself, well, there's no way it could get any worse, they show me another clip. This is Sleep Sofa Joe, bumbling Biden. Take a look, people.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth, $1.4 trillion worth.
Well, which is it, Joe?
Out of $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it. It's so much.
Really? Joe, you want me to get a calculator for you? Here, why don't you use this calculator, see what you come up with.
It costs a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
740 billion. Wow, Joe. That's a phenomenal amount of money. Do you want that in Monopoly dollars?
If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330 and help me in this fight.
Well, Joe, if it's a matter of dialing 30330 in order to help you fight the battle against Alzheimer's, I'm in. Okay, what else we got?
And they'd say to you, take my shotgun. I said, I have 3. I now have 5 because my son died and I have 3 of his. I have 5 shotguns.
Oh, so close, Joe. So close. 3 plus 3. So close. You did not form it as a question. It's also not 6.
I know I'm called middle class, Joe. It's not meant as a compliment, means I'm not sophisticated.
I'm sorry, Sleep Sofa. I hadn't heard that one. Middle class Joe. I've heard Creepy Joe. I've heard Bumbling Biden. I've heard Sleep Sofa Joe, Sleepy Joe. I've heard about a terrible cup of Joe. It's more like out of gas Joe.
It's more like out of gas Joe. He's just out of gas, people.
So we are kicking down to episode 5. This is, I believe, this is Trump Rushmore. That's what this is called. Trump Rushmore coming at you. Are you ready for it? Here we go.
It's Hammerlin Jamison live from Mount Rushmore. Donald Trump for episode 5 of The Trump Show. Thank you. Thank you for joining me here at the monuments. Look, this is a very exciting time. I started my own talk show this week. That's right, the Donald J. Trump Show. We're winning big league. We're dropping lots of content about Sleep Sofa Joe Biden. Lots about Sleep Sofa. We also did one episode about poison so far. And we're going to continue to drop positive content about Sleep Sofa Joe Biden. Because I will not let him beat me, no. We have done too much work here in this country. Are you guys ready to stick a fork in Biden? Are you ready? Oh, watch this clip, ready?
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
I don't know what to say. I'm a little confused. What? Could you tell me, what does that mean, Joe? You're married? I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. I don't know. So, are you going to be your own first lady? What does that mean, Joe? Could you please elaborate? I'm Melania Trump's husband, Donald Trump. I'm not really sure. So Joe's married to himself? Just going to give you the one for today. That's enough to squash the Sleep Sofa. Look, he's comfortable to lie on, just not to vote for. We don't have to trash the man while we're here at the National Monument. He's just a Sleep Sofa. Look, if you can't catch the Donald Trump Show, make sure you tune in to Real Talk. You see, my kids, Melania, they all love Real Talk. Well, we give it to people straight on the Real Talk program, and it kind of gave me the concept for the Donald Trump Show. So tune in. Every night I'll be on either my show or the Real Talk Show. I'm going to drop content for you because the fake news is not letting the Trumper breathe. That's right. It's trying to shut down the Trump. Look at that beautiful monument. They're going to put my face right next to George Washington there. Perfect spot. They're going to have my tie. It's going to go all the way down to the ground. So Democrats will hit their faces on it every time they walk by.
Steamrolling towards the very first episode of the Donald Trump Show. Here we go, guys. This is episode 4 coming at you. This is funny. We're going in reverse order in this entire show, which is kind of crazy. Here we go. Reverse order. Number 4. Episode 4 of the Donald Trump Show.
It's Hammerlin Jamison back with episode 4 of the Donald Trump Show. Thank you very much for joining me for episode 4 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight, we get back into Sleep Sofa Joe. Look, we've got a lot of clips to get through, so let's get started.
I'm coming directly to you for asking a quick favor.
I can't believe they use this as their pitch on YouTube. I mean, I've come for you to... It sounds like something out of Close Encounters of a Third Kind. Sleep Sofa, are you from a different planet? I'm trying to figure out what the hell it is that comes out of your mouth. Sounds like gobbledygook.
I can hardly wait to debate him on stage. I want people to see me standing next to him and him standing next to me. We'll see who's sleepy.
Mr. Vice President, thank you. Thanks for your time. Please come back in less than 13 years, sir.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
Chris. I just did Chris. No, I just did Chuck. I tell you what, man, these are back-to-back. Anyway.
Sleepy, hello? It's not Chuck, okay? But you have a problem with back-to-back meetings? How do you think you're going to do back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back when you're president? Look, he's going to have to take a poop-a-doop in between, remember?
Why doesn't he just act like a president? That's a stupid way to say it.
You know,
I guess,
Donald Trump was asked on...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I probably best I don't.
You know, I feel kind of bad for Sleep Sofa. I mean, he looks like he's going to cry. He's like an old puppy dog whining for a bowl of milk. Look, Sleep Sofa, I'm sorry. You know, you have to act confidently if you're going to be president of the United States.
I tell you what, I'm so darn proud. And those poor people who have lost, anyway.
This is your brain on drugs. That's right. Any questions?
I would see to it immediately moving toward, we are in fact in a position now that if in fact we dealt with mitigation across the board, just what we did in the last administration and before, leading to a standard that we provide efficiency for appliances.
Have you ever seen that scene in Scanners? It kind of reminds me, I wonder if they're going to do, you know how they keep doing, we're doing Jaws over. You think they'll do Scanners over and maybe have Sleep Sofa Joe in his, one of the lead characters? I would watch that, even though he makes me want to fall asleep.
I'm ready on day one after more than 3 years in office. Why isn't Donald Trump ready? Mr. President, wake up.
Can you believe that? Did he really just say for me to wake up? Is this Pinocchio and Geppetto is in the background pulling strings? Because it doesn't even look like he's alive. I feel so bad for this guy. I'm going to demolish him when we get into a debate. I mean, honestly, he doesn't even know who the hell he is. And you guys are going to vote for this guy? He's up by how many points? I mean, what the? He can't even speak, people. He said he's going to beat himself. Did you see that one? This is Sleep Sofa Joe saying how he's going to beat himself.
I'm prepared to say that I have a record of over 40 years and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
Well, let's hear that one more time. Joe, can you do that one more time for us?
I'm going to beat Joe Biden. Joe Biden. I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
Look, I think that's a good place for us to call it a day. He's going to beat himself. I guess I should just hang back and maybe let him fall on the sword. He may walk outside to get the mail and forget to put his pantalones on. Could be a problem. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow on the next Trump show. That's right. Have a good night.
Oh, my goodness. I love this show. I love the Trump show. I can't wait to do episode 14 for you guys hopefully for tomorrow, although I may not be able to. We'll see. We'll see if I can film it all tonight. I can edit it tomorrow. I'm going to be out of pocket tomorrow. I'm going to be coming back late night putting on a show for you. Let's see. So we officially are going to episode 4. Now we're going to episode 3 of the Donald Trump show. This is Poison. Get ready for it.
It's Hammerlin Jamison, Donald J. Trump back with episode 3 of the Trump show. I want to thank you for joining me on episode 3 of the Donald J. Trump show. Today we talk about poison. That's right. Don't drink the poison. It's going to kill many people more than coronavirus. Yeah, poison. That's right. Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, I'm sorry. Some people don't know that we do call her Pelosi. Let's take a look at this clip here. I want you to hear what she has to say.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear.
Let's be honest, Nancy, you know nothing about politics. And wrap-up smear? Really? That's what you've been doing to me? Sounds like something you got from your OBGYN. But whatever.
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
I'm sorry, Nancy, can you say that one more time? What was that?
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
Look, she's creating fake news. She told the reporters, you create a story. Let's get back to this clip.
And then you write it.
Can you freaking believe this?
Unless they see it's reported in the press that this, and this, so they have that validation that the press reported the smear.
You write the story after we report the falsehoods, and it becomes a validated story by the news, by you, the fake news garbage.
It's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report.
Also, when she says merchandising it, who is she, Mel Brooks from Spaceballs? Spaceballs the flamethrower. Yeah, okay, Pelosi, whatever.
Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic. And it's self-evident.
You see there, she says it's self-evident because we've been doing it to Trump since he came down the escalator. Well, I have to tell you that I'm happy that I found out about this, Pelosi. Now I could put all of my efforts towards taking you down to Chinatown. That's right. We will drain Pelosi and Schumer from the swamp. Absolutely, Wheeler. Wheeler Visuals came out to share some beautiful words. The words that I will echo from the mountaintops from here to Timbuktu. These words we've been speaking since the beginning of time in the United States of America. George Washington stood on the front of his ship as he put his knee up in the air on his way to New Jersey, and he said, "America first." And many presidents along the way have said the same thing, never a problem. Until this current president, he calls it America first. Says, look, I'm feeling to focus on America. We're not going to give the handouts out anymore, okay? And everybody is just giving and giving and giving. But no, Trump's going to take. We're going to take back NATO. People need to pay, okay? They're not paying their fair share. And nobody's ever seen what we've been doing. I love how Trump always says that. Nobody's ever seen anything like this before. I'm like, yeah, you're right. But it's everything, no matter what. It's so funny. It's like we had some chocolate cakes earlier today. Nobody's ever seen chocolate cake like this before. It's so funny. I love it. We had a great meeting with the horticulturist. Nobody's ever seen a horticulturist like this before. I love it. It's the Trump way, like everything. Look, we had the most fantastic coronavirus response team. Nobody's ever seen a response team like this before. Nobody's ever tested like we're testing. We're winning big league. Nice, brother. Wheeler's kicking it, having a brew, having a great night. So, Wheeler, check this out. We're on our way down. We're making our way down to the first episode of the Donald Trump Show. You missed the first. I mean, we started at 13. We've been going down. I'm on 13 so far. But we're going to officially play episode 2 for you right now. Enjoy that brew, brother. This one's going to make you laugh. They all should.
It's Hammerlin Jamison introducing Donald Trump for episode 2 of The Trump Show.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining me on episode 2 of the Donald Trump Show. We're going to continue digging deeper into Joe Biden, his mental state, and whether or not he falls asleep on camera. So let's get into it. Here's a couple of clips from earlier today. We're going to get into it now. Here we go.
Campaigning from home about Biden hiding in his cellar. Well, the truth of the matter is over 200 million people have watched me on television. and they've watched, and the more of that
No, keep going, Joe. You're doing great. Doing fantastic, yes. No, we're really thrilled. I'm sure 200 million people really enjoyed watching the sleep sofa. Look, I could take a nap on my own sleep sofa. I don't need to watch you while I do it, unless they were trying to fall asleep quicker. Maybe instead of reading, they said, well, if I watch Biden, I could fall right to sleep. Okay, let's see what's next.
I've been down to Virginia. I've been around the country, but I do it responsibly, and I don't hold rallies because it is the reason why we're in such trouble by not listening to the experts and the scientists about social distancing and wearing masks, which I never do when I walk outside of this house.
Wait, let me get this straight. So the scientists and doctors tell us to wear masks, but the moment you leave the house, you don't wear your mask? Sleep sofa, I'm pulling a little fake news on you right now. Just check the real footage.
And wearing masks, which I never do when I walk outside of this house. I never fail to do.
See? And Trump will play it for you because I think you still look like an idiot. Okay, what else we got?
That's who we are. That's how my great-great-grandfather, four greats back got here. He got in a coffin ship on the Irish Sea, never knowing whether he was going to make it. And he made it to the United States of America in 1848 when the British were, anyway.
The British were coming. Look, it's like Paul Revere. No, finish it up, Joe. What were you saying when the British were coming? Is that your grandfather was part of the crew? Is your grandfather a redcoat? What are we talking about here? I'm trying to figure out what the hell Joe is talking about. My grandfather, and when the British, he said, and then he stopped himself. I think he was about to say when the British were coming. Anyway, look, as long as Joe continues to stay in his basement and he won't debate me, I'm going to have the Trump show continue. So till tomorrow, have a good night.
So we are officially heading to the first episode of the Donald Trump Show. We've gone through them all from reverse down. My buddy Wheeler's on. He said, first time back to work since the virus hit hard. We all had these new protocols and have to wear masks all the time and carry around hand sanitizer. Didn't recognize how great we had it last year. You know, I think everybody is kind of living a different life. As long as we're able to survive through it, as long as we're able to feed our families through it and get to the other side of this chaos. But it's starting to look like the odds will be against us in the next 6 months. You know, they're trying to get us through, but I don't know how you get ahead of everything if you don't just like come up with the cash. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff's going on where they're just like, okay, well, we'll just bill you later. Okay, how does that work? So a lot of stress, but it's good to get back to work. For me too, the real estate's been on fire. I've been closing properties. I got a lot of action. I'm saying if you are out looking or you want to get into a property, let me know. I'll help you. Whether you're in Connecticut, New York, or not, I can help you find a realtor that is going to provide excellent service. So shoot a message into the Real Talk team, and we'll take care of you. Yeah, Wheeler's right. He said it may get worse before it gets better. I think you're right. I think it's going to. This is why I'm here in quarantine still myself, even though I'm out doing business. It's a very, very scary world, so I'm doing it very carefully. So, in general, yeah, I'm glad to hear you're back to work, though, buddy. Let's get to the episode that we started with. Well, I got a little surprise after that, but here is the episode that started it off, episode 1 of the Donald Trump Show. Here we go.
Hammerlin Jamison introducing episode 1 of the Donald J. Trump Show.
Look, I want to thank you for joining me on a brand new episode of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. We're going to be here every week delivering truth about the Biden campaign because no one's telling you what's really going on. I'm going to pull back the curtain and you're going to see what Joe Biden is really up to. Here we go.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
Will somebody please alert Mr. Biden that truth and facts are the same thing? I think he's been watching too much fake news on CNN. Okay, what else do we have from this blubbering train wreck?
My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other Biden. Give me a look, though, okay?
Now, first of all, who's the other Biden? Who is the other Biden? I'm wondering, because if it's Hunter Biden, he'll be in jail. But if there's another Biden, perhaps he can actually complete a sentence. That Biden I'd like to hear from. Okay, let's see what else we've got.
Trust.
Like his strange hold on Defense Secretary Ash Carter's wife, Stephanie.
Sleep Sofa Joe has been doing this for years. He's a creeper. And we're going to put a stop to him.
I like the way your hair smells. Let me give you a little kiss here.
And can you believe? Look at how he's touching that little girl. Honestly, I'm a little worried about that little girl. Sleep Sofa Joe has been doing all kinds of racist things for years. I'm just going to show you a few of the clips. Take a look at this one, for example.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Look, I'm surprised you guys are fine with hearing Joe Biden say you need an Indian accent in order to go to Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, I've been to Dunkin' Donuts many times. I don't have an Indian accent. But let's continue on. I have a lot more to play for you. Now check out this clip, for example.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Racist Joe strikes again. Poor kids are just as talented and bright as white kids? What does that even mean? This is getting good, guys. What's next?
Play the radio. Make sure make sure you have the record player on at night.
Really, Joe? That's a good idea. We'll get the record player out. How about we go and actually light a fire and we do smoke signals? How about that? What do we have next from Sleep Sofa Joe?
Think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
The question is, do you know the thing, Joe? Do you know the thing, Sleep Sofa Joe? The thing, Joe, is that we are all created equal. That's right. God is the creator of all, not Satan and your adrenochrome. Okay, let's get one more at least. How about one more?
I'm not going to be a mule. I got something to do. I got to go do boom, boom, boom.
Did Sleep Sofa Joe just say he has to go do a poop-a-doop? I think he said it right in front of his crowd. I would never say that right in front of my crowd. If I'm going to take a poop-a-doop, I'm doing it on my own time, not in front of people. I don't know. It's a little weird there. Look, let's give him a chance to redeem himself. One more, okay?
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Wow. Really? Look, I'm not sure what else to say after watching that ridiculousness. But that's Sleep Sofa Joe. Are you going to vote for that guy? How about you? Look, if that's the case, this world's crazy.
It's Hammerlin, Jamison, and it's Hammer Time. That's right. Look, I'm here every single night on the Real Talk program to rip the lid off the fake news. That's right. It's Hammer Time. A little ham, jam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. That's right, people. Look, check me out every single night on Hammer Time. Hammerlin, Jamison. I'm here to drop the hammer and rip the lid off the fake news. I'm sorry about that. Didn't get my Hammer Time background on for the top there. Mark Pyers, my friend, how are you? Look, Mark Pyers going to get you on the air on a Zoom call. This is Hammerlin Jamison. Look, we're here to rip the lid off the fake news. There's a lot of it in the world right now, Mark. And so we're just trying to get down to the truth. And tonight we have Facebook whistleblower Ryan Hartwig calling in. Should be sometime soon, but I do want to have Mark Pyers, the other Mark Pyers, call into the program and have a little dueling Mark Pyers So that'll be pretty funny one night. Plus, we can talk about finance. We can talk about the carrot bars, and also possibly how I can get the Hammerlin could possibly turn his Hammerlin Jamison whiskey dollars into carrot bar dollars instead of spending it on the old Jamison on a daily basis. You see on the bottom there we got Venmo.com/Hammerlin. Those hot tips go right into the old Hammer's belly. So you could donate to the old Hammer, and I buy the whiskey with it, let's be honest, but we're thinking about diverting some of those whiskey funds into a HammerTime Hammerlin fund, Carrot Bar edition. We're going to talk about it offline. Anyhow, look, I just wanted you to know that Hammerlin's here to drop the hammer and rip the lid off the fake news. I got a couple stories for you this evening. We're going to get into them. This one right here, you got to know. Humans reached the Americas 11,000 years earlier than previously thought. Say goodbye to Magellan and Christopher Columbus, because they weren't even close. We're talking about 11,000 years ago, way before Eric the Red. But who made it? Who was it? We can't really get into the story because the old Hammer doesn't have it on big screen format. But I'll tell you what, people, good stuff on the horizon over there. So check this out. Portland Commissioner Joanne Hardesty has a message for Trump and the feds. I didn't know that Dave Matthews Band violinist Boyd Tinsley was the Portland commissioner. But look, that's what we got going over there. Hey, Boyd, how about you play a couple of tunes on your violin for us real quick? Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. Hammer Jam, ripping the lid off fake news. Boyd Tinsley's second career as the Portland commissioner. So I didn't realize. I know Dave Matthews wasn't playing with Boyd lately. But who knew Boyd Tinsley is now the Portland commissioner, and he changed his name to Joanne Hardesty. Who knew? Hammerlin did. We're ripping the lid off. So anyway, let's see. Is there any other stories over here that we may want to get into? We dropped this over there. That's not the one. Is this the one over here? Oh, there we go. UFO light orbs in formation caught over Texas. Look, we're seeing a lot of crazy stuff out there. Hammer Jam. I saw a UFO the other day. Hammerlin, out in the field. There were some crop circles in my backyard. That's right. I live on a farm in Mississippi. And I walk out, and I see these crop circles. At first, I just thought that maybe my cow went crazy. And as I go into the middle of the crop circle, I look up, I see a light coming down out of the sky. I said, geez, that moon is pretty close to me. I should take my camera out and take a photo. Before you know it, I was frozen in my place. Camera on the ground, people, the phone. And it was in reverse mode so I could see myself. It wasn't filming. And this was the face that the old Hammer was making in the moment. And it wasn't very appealing to the old Hammer, but I wasn't able to break out of it. No, I had to continue with the old paralyzed state. And then all of a sudden I'm on the ship. It's all white around me. And I see these little creatures, 3 fingers on each hand. I said, excuse me, do you have any coffee? And one of them goes, and I don't really know what that meant, but I think it meant, no, we don't have coffee, sir. We're about to check you out through the anal cavity. I didn't like how that sounded, so I started to just kind of rebel. I jumped up in the air, and you got to see how quickly I jumped. This is my training from Dick Facce. He gave me some training on how to fight back when you are being incapacitated by an alien. I think he meant by an illegal alien, but it worked in my case against an actual alien. Look, dropping the hammer, ripping the lid off of you, Hammerlin, on an alien ship. And in the middle of a little tussle with one of these 3-fingered aliens, I'll tell you, that was my advantage. I've got 5. That's 10 fingers, and they're dealing with 6. So when we got into the old, grapple routine, it was very easy for me to overpower the alien for two reasons. His head's the size of a watermelon. So I grabbed him by the hands and I gave him the old, I don't know if you know, Donald Trump pulls people towards him when he says hello. I gave him the old, hey, how are you? And as I pulled him forward, gave him the old elbow right in the big melon head. I falls down on the ground and he looked up and goes, I still don't know what that meant, but I think he meant don't step on my watermelon head. I did it anyway. Look, Hammerlin thought there may have been Jamison inside. Who knows what's inside of these aliens' heads? I thought maybe they had a whiskey in there. Look, I'm going to drink it down. Hammer jam, rip of the lid. All right? So that's just my alien story that came out of left field. Literally. Didn't know we were going there tonight, that Hammer was going to talk about his third hand experience being beamed up, Scotty, into the UFO. That's right, it's a united force of objects. Some people call it the unidentified flying object, but I call it the unified force of objects. And it's because we all are on the outside, they're on the inside. These people know about it. All governments are all talking. They're all connected on this fight against the evil enemies. You ever watch Men in Black? That's a real thing. They just happened to catch it. The cameras were on for some reason. They caught it. But that's a real thing. There was a Men in Black, and they do run a private airstrip somewhere, and they're checking people. They're checking them out. Look, I only know that because once I was stepping on the watermelon's head, I didn't see any Jamison in there, but I did see an access code to their computer system. Hammer Jam did a little investigative reporting, ripping the lid off of it, dropping the hammer, ripping it off. And what I found out on this alien chip is a couple of things. First of all, they don't have any Jamison. I was very disappointed in that one. No Jamison on the alien chip. What they did have is a lot of anal probes. That was very concerning to me. And Hammerlin just decided to step back for a second, step on as many watermelon heads as possible on the way out the door. And old Hammer's still here with you today, so obviously I ripped the lid off of it. Not sure how I beamed myself back down. But I didn't have any funny backdoor action, so to speak. I was able to get out before it. People, that's what happens. That's how you fight back against the aliens, okay? Because they're coming for you. So if you'd like some training, we have the Hammerlin self-defense training against aliens. It's only $99.95 per 15 minutes, and you can just order that at the old Hammerlin. It's just really a donation. Tad, my buddy Tad is on. How are you, buddy? So yeah, Tad's over here. He doesn't know who Hammerlin is. Look, Tad. Hammerlin's dropping the hammer, ripping the lid off the fake news. It's Hammer Time. Okay, look, I even got a theme song. It's Hammerlin Jamison, and it's Hammer Time. That's right. Look, I'm here every single night on the Real Talk program to rip the lid off the fake news. That's right, it's Hammer Time. A little ham, jam, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's right, people. Look, check me out every single night on Hammer Time. That's right, it's Hammerlin Jamison. Look, we're here to drop the hammer, rip the lid off the fake news. And if we can't do that, what the hell are we doing here on this planet? Huh? We got a lot of people just speaking a lot of garbage coming out of their mouth there, Tad. They're just like, hey, look at this, look at that. Oh, that's going on. No, none of it's real. Got a bunch of horse poop coming out of people's mouths there. And look, old Hammerlin's just dropped the lid. He's going to drop it, rip it. Although we're going to just be able to see what's really going down. To me, it's almost like we're in 2020, the old National Enquirer. That's where there's everything. I was like, oh, really? Human? Did you see this one? Bat with human ear. That's a good one. Fantastic. I want to see the story. Bat with human ear. The reason we have coronavirus to this day, it was a human ear on a bat. And somehow that coronavirus just came out of the earwax. And now Hammer Jam's got it. Oh, excuse me? Hammerlin, drop the hammer. That's right. Tad knows all about it. But I don't know who listened to I don't know who Coast to Coast is. Tad, you didn't see the early part of the show, but the bottom line there, Tad, is that I don't have time to listen to anything else because I'm always creating or broadcasting. It's kind of a bane. It's like a gift and a curse, if that makes sense. Like, hey, that would be fantastic to sit around and watch the new TV series. Oh, I'd love to see that new movie that came out. Oh, they've got a new thing with Gene Hackman. Oh, it'd be awesome to see it. But I gotta create a face swap. I gotta go live for 5 hours and 37 minutes and 26 seconds. And that's a Hammer Jam exclusive for you. So, do I have time to listen to Coast to Coast? No, but I'll be on the air as long as it takes to fly coast to coast every day for the rest of my days. How about that, Hammerlin? Look, you have to understand, if Dick Facci's not going to come out here and elbow people in the Facce, then Hammerlin's coming out in order to rip the lid off. Just expect it. It's one or the other, or actually a few weeks ago you were lucky enough to get both. Facce came down, elbowed me in the Facce, he elbowed Mark in the Facce, and he comes out here and takes over the program. Not sure if you saw that one, but he reminded you that he will be standing there next to Joe Biden, Sleep Sofa Joe, bumbling Biden, and next to orange-faced Donald J. Trump, the current president of the United States, who's treated kind of like the worst human being ever to live. Although, if you actually look at what's happened since 2016, the vile people are the people that are throwing the stones. And if you remember what Jesus said, he said, he who has the first stone, I dare you to throw that friggin' stone because you're then a sinner. How I know you've been sinning too. And so you can't throw the stone. Everybody dropped their stones. Now, of course, if it was a Stoneborough whiskey, I could not drop that. I'm going to have to drink it to the head. It's just what happens, people. Old Hammerlin has a drinking problem. I'm sorry. If you get me in front of a whiskey, a Scotch single malt, there's a good chance it will be about halfway empty by the time you turn and say, so how are you? Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? I just was sitting here drinking this thing to the head. It'll be all right. Give me about 7 seconds. Turn back around and tell me the time. If you tell me what time it is, I'll be all wrapped up by the time you turn back. Okay, thanks. Let me give it a shot. I'm like literally like a Russian sucking down vodka. You can imagine taking it down, and my stomach is burning like hot fire, and all I can think is, give me more. That's the old Hammerlin. When you start getting that connected to the family tree, you understand? It's the family tree, the Jamison family tree. Look, my great cousins, sisters, uncles, aunts, cousins, brothers, sisters, fiancés, third brother's junior assistant at the office created Jamison. And now I just feel like I gotta help. I gotta give something back to the old family tree. And the bottom line, people, is that the old Hammerlin is here to introduce the introduction. That's right. I know that makes a lot of sense. Hammerlin is here to introduce the introduction. And the introduction is this. Basically, I created this and it made me think, hey, you know what? Perhaps what we should do is we should create a show called The Donald Trump Show. But it all started with this right here, people. Check it out.
Hammerlin Jamison live from the studio. Donald J. Trump takes Joe Biden down a notch. Look, I've got to tell you, I'm completely in awe. It's like the Twilight Zone we're living in right now. Do you see the sleep sofa? I mean, everything he does, I'm just totally blown away by. Did you see this clip? Check this one out. This will blow your mind.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Exactly. I mean, Sleep Sofa Joe talking about his white hair on his legs is kind of weird, right? But no, people love him for it. And how about this one?
You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
I don't even understand how people could continue to support Joe Biden. He's halfway through the first sentence and he forgets what he's talking about. He's like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just kind of sitting here. Look, we're going to be in trouble if you have Sleep Sofa Joe in as president. Let's check out this final clip.
Unnecessarily, now we have over 120 million dead from COVID.
Can you believe this? Can you believe Sleep Sofa Joe? 120 million? Really, Sleep Sofa? That's probably how many people would have died if Hillary Clinton had won, or if Sleep Sofa Joe was in charge of the country. It's 120,000, which is 120,000 too many. You could thank the G-hole. That's right, President G-hole. It's all his fault. And we're going to get him to pay. Big league. I'm going to send him a bill. And with it will be a huge stamp right across the center that says, you're a G-hole.
I tell you, I'm worried about him the 2020 elections. It's that Dick Fauci. Have you heard about him? He's going to be fantastic. Yep, bingo. You told me about him, didn't you? I have to thank you.
If Michelle's not running, I'm voting for Dick Fauci.
It's the Dick Fauci Show. Dick Fauci's been live every day since his mother kicked him out of the womb. Join Dick as he shares tales from his past and his path to winning the 2020 election against Sleep Sofa Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It's Dick Fauci! Hey, it's not that bad, Kato. You're doing much better. I'm proud of you. Oh, hello, everybody. I'm Dick Fauci. I've been live every day since my mother kicked me out of the womb. How dare she? How dare she kick Fauci out of the womb, huh? I was in there working on a puzzle, trying to find the quarter piece. I'm in there trying to win in Jenga. Oh, she dips over the Jenga and asks me as a baby. Look, 2 days early, so Fauci never lets her hear the end of it. So my name's Dick Fauci. If you don't remember, I was in the 92 Olympics. You don't remember me? I'm out there, Carl Lewis is running by. I'm like, hey, Carl, hey, would you, do you want to say something over here? So I'm there, I'm killing it, as Fauci typically does. And I'm walking down the street in Barcelona. And I hear in the background, I hear, yippity, yippity, yappity. I'm like, whoa, what's going on over here? I turn around and there's this lady. She's looking right at Foch. Can I help you? What are you doing? She goes, yippity, yappity, do. I said, how dare you? How dare you? You can't talk to Foch. You can't talk to Dick Fauci unless you got a permit. Okay? Did you stop at the town hall? Where's your passport? Did you get stamped by the village of Fotch? I don't think so. You gotta stop and talk to the maitre d' before you talk to Fotch. Hey, do you think I could go and talk to Fotch? No! Fotch doesn't want to talk to you, okay? Hey, Kato, remember that time these people want... Yeah, that's right. You want to hear? That's right. You want to tell it? That's right. It's my show. Just sit down over there. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sometimes I gotta give it to Kato, okay? He should know better. You don't mess with Fotch. Okay, or you got an elbow in the Fotch. That's what happens. So one last reminder, 2020 is a huge year for Dick Fotch. It's the first year of my presidency. That's right. I'm gonna take everybody downtown. You got a guy who doesn't even know how to conversational. He's like, yeah, sleep sofa Joe. The other guy, like, most people hate him, so it's going to be pretty easy for Fotch. Look, here's the deal, okay? Joe Biden wants to take this country, make it communist, okay? Donald Trump, we know he's going to do the same friggin' thing, right? Well, Fotch is going to ride it right into the ground, so give me a vote, okay? One final thing, okay? Just, if you say you're going to vote for Fotch, you better vote for Fotch. Okay? You better vote for Fotch or you got an elbow in the Fotch. Okay? I'm not playing around, okay? This is how it is. And let me tell you why. Because I need to beat these people. I'm gonna be the president. Paul, where's the Fotch show? You missed him. We had Hammerlin on for a little while. We had a good time. The old ham. He gave a little ham jam. Thank you. But look, I'm going to share one more side story because Paul just made it onto the program. The time I met Kato. You like this story. Check this out. I go down to Brazil, right? I'm looking for those friggin' nuts. Those Brazil nuts. Down there, they just call them nuts. They don't call them Brazil nuts. They're just us. I'm like, hey, where do I get those Brazil nuts? And they're like, what are you friggin' talking about? You mean nuts? You go down the road. Go tell the lady. So I'm down there. I'm getting some friggin' nuts. And I see this guy. He's in the middle of a brawl. He's taking on like 7 people. And I'm walking with my friend. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. Let me start running away from this scary man. And this friggin' guy takes down 7 guys. And I stop my friend and say, wait a second, what am I doing? Fotch needs a bodyguard. Hey, Kato, remember that? That's right. That's what I asked you to... That's why I asked him if he wanted to stay on my couch. My wife, I feel kind of bad for my wife, you know, because Kato's on the couch. But look, I got a free bodyguard and a sound guy, okay? He's doing good by the show. Anyway, look, hey, Kato, one more thing. Elbow in the Fotch! Sometimes Kato ducks my elbows in the Fotch. Most times, he doesn't. He gets one. But look, Paul, don't worry about it. You got the replay. You could see, because I gotta say, Hammerlin really ripped the lid off the friggin' news today. Who else thinks so? So let me play you one more thing on the way out. And you make sure you tune into the next Real Talk.
Hammerlin, Jamison, live from the studio. Donald J.
I don't want to hear from Hammerlin no more, okay? Let me play you something else and see if you like it. Oh, yippity yippity do. I don't even know what the hell this is. I'm going to play it for you like it's going to be something. Okay? I'm going to do something about friggin' testing. Who knows? Let's see what this is. Donald Trump. I'll see you tomorrow on the next Dick Fotch show. It's Fotch!
It's Hammerlin Jamison live from the studio. Donald J. Trump says no to more corona testing. Thank you. Thank you for joining me It's a beautiful day in the Rose Garden. I wanted to talk to you today about our testing, our progress with coronavirus. As you may know, we're finding a lot of people with coronavirus, and I think it's because we're testing too much. So we're going to halt testing. That's right, we're going to halt testing because we don't need to find out how many more the people have of the COVID because it's not helping the situation. We're testing millions of people every couple of days. We're calling everything COVID anyway, whether they test or not. So just let people come in when they're sick, and then we can keep our numbers down. So that's the plan. If you want to test, you could still go to your doctor. So anyway, that's it. No more testing.
That's it. No more testing from Sir Donald. So anyway, what happened? Was Facce here? Sometimes Facce takes over when I go to make a coffee, and he's quite annoying, to be honest. And I know Hammerlin definitely stopped by because he's welcome to. I welcome Hammerlin on camera because his drunk butt, I love to see how drunk he gets. Sometimes I'll go back and watch, and I'll be like, holy cow, look how slammed Hammerlin was last night. Because I don't know. I go upstairs, grab a coffee, maybe a snack. I come back down, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess there was another show because my microphone's like this. I'm like, oh, Hammerlin's here because Hammerlin's kind of like, hey, look, I'm running along. And I'm like, okay, so I think Hammer was here because I could tell that mic was like that. And then sometimes with Foch, you get this. What are you fucking good at me? You freaking good at me, huh? So that's when I see this. I'm like, okay. And I had a double whammy today where it was like this. And I was like, okay, so it's both of them. So anyway, that's fine. That happens sometimes where they both decide to come in and do their thing. Paul said they could be taking a college aptitude test and the college administration would call it the Kung Flu. That's true. Or they could call it what I call it, which is the Fluon. That's right. Look, it came from Fluon. Why would we not call it the Fluon? Like, I still think it's hilarious today. I take the clip of Trump every day, and that's where I make these face swaps for you guys. And I'm watching, and he's like, yeah, you know, it's like, and with the flu, the China flu. It came from China. And he kept like drilling it home. He's like, it's the China flu. I'm like, no, dude, it's the Fluon. Someone's got to get through to Trump. I want the credit still. But I wanted to be like, look, we got a new name. It wasn't me, though. It came from a guy. He's alive every day forever, but still anyway. The name is this. G-Hole, first of all. President G-Hole. Nancy Pelosi. The Fluon. And Sleep Sofa Joe Biden. Those are names that he's created on the show for my competition, and I'm going to rip the lid off of those people, or at least rip the lid off of their faces. So, like, for example, when Nancy Pelosi tries to go to downtown Chinatown in order to buy some rice and beans, she's going to get corona. Or she's going to get an elbow in the fotch. Look, I got to ask you guys something, okay? Paul, tell me if you heard about this. Paul said, I guess every time the police administer a field sobriety test, if they fail, they have corona. Yeah, how about this, too? I was going to ask you. I read something today because Dagger put this up about John Rappaport. John Rappaport said something, and it was a breakdown. He put a blog out there about the false positives. And the false positives are crazy, especially what he said there blew my mind. He said that you will get a false positive if you just have a regular cold, a coronavirus regular cold. So it doesn't just check for coronavirus. It checks for if you have a cold. That doesn't help anybody. Paul said, Pelosi is such a vile creature. She will be getting wrecked by Lucifer when she dies in about 300 years because evil doesn't die easily. Look at Ginsburg. Oh, yeah, that's funny. But you know what? It's very true. Like they say the good die young. Like Pelosi will be here until she's like 174. She'll be like, Brah! And be like, it's the Crypt Keeper. And that's going to happen. It's bound to happen. We're about to see the Crypt Keeper. It will be Pelosi for sure. It's so amazing the amount of evil that comes out of one party. And I don't see it. I mean, maybe it's like that when Obama was in. I don't remember. I really don't remember people being like the way these people are towards Trump. And I really am kind of blown away because the Crypt Keeper definitely would vote for Trump. Totally. He is old school. from the crypt. Dude, that was sort of it. But the laugh was definitely closer. I used to get creeped out by that stupid skeleton popping out of the crypt, you know? Oh, the crazy stuff that I remember and I bring up. Like, my favorite thing to bring up here is, I often talk about this, but when I was a kid, I used to just always want to incorporate at the end of every video, I wanted to go, by Menon. And then I stopped doing it, but like, I realistically would love to buy Menon so I could do that. Paul said when Obama was president, he hated him. But the difference between us, we hated him. Oh, yeah, you know what's crazy? Like, I think with Obama, if Obama was treated this way at all, everybody would have been racist. But everybody could treat this guy this way, and then the president's racist. It's the craziest thing in the world. I just put something together. Listen to that, Paul. So if anybody criticized Barack Obama while he was in office, if anybody said, this guy's doing nothing for his community, he's not trying to help the inner cities, he's not opening up opportunity centers, if you had any criticism at all, you were racist. Now you have a president opening up opportunity centers, giving $250 billion to inner cities. He's signing the Jail Reform Act, releasing 4,400 people from jails, 97% of them black, and he's racist. It baffles me. Paul said in the libtards that we work for a living and we soldiered on during those miserable 8 years until we could get a vote that actually counted. Obama had the media in his back pocket and he got no criticism. That is so true. And if you look back at like the media, like the back and forth, it was so awesome. Like he was like, yeah, what's going on there, Tom? How you doing? Yeah, I played around today. Shot an 84. Oh, I'm getting better. How's it going? How's Maria? Oh, that's good. Well, what question are you going to ask Maria? He's like, it's like very, very cordial. People were respectful of the president. And I hear the edge in the reporters' voices when they speak to this current president. And in a weird way, I just want to say, like, I know people don't like him and like some people do. And then like people either love him or hate him. But I feel bad that the president of the United States is treated with so much disrespect. I feel bad for us as a nation that we have allowed that to take place, and we've let the media continue to do that without keeping them in check. Like, I happened the other day, I was looking through content trying to find something for the 13th episode of the show, of the Trump show. And I went on CNN, I'm like, look, let me find some CNN reporters saying some stupid crap, and let me just wham them as Trump. Oh, really, Carol? Okay, well, how about this? You're poopy pants, whatever. And I was amazed at how great these reporters are. Now, Don Lemon is terrible, but there's a few of them that are so good at positioning the narrative, and they don't miss the beat. They're like, this racist, xenophobic president. I'm like, geez, but then they keep drilling on it where it's like, I can't pull it. It doesn't work, Yeah, Paul says there's way too much material from CNN, and then I'm going to have to go through and start pulling some other content that will work for me. Because the bottom line is this, I need to work out episode 14. I think I have a plan, guys. It's 11:30. I'm not sure if my buddy Ryan is going to call in or not. Let me see. I'm going to send him a quick message and tell him we could always do this tomorrow because I'm getting tired and I have to be up early tomorrow. That's why I said this. I wanted to get out early tonight just because I figure I'll still do a couple hours, 2-3 hours, but let me just see if I could get him on the line. Let's send Ryan a message. Let's see, I just told him I'm starting to fade here. If he wants to come on. I bet you he'll call in real quick right now. You know what? It's interesting. So tomorrow, I've got something really cool going on. I can't talk about it. There's a reason. I have a philosophy in life, okay? When it comes to doing business, doing deals, working on something that's going to do something. Okay, he's hopping on right now. But when it comes to doing something unique and or whatever. First of all, guys, if you can, like the page, like the video. Ryan's going to be tuning in right now. Exactly. It's more the second part. It's more the jinx thing. It's funny. I've had a lot of things. Like I had a record deal that I was going to sign when I was like 24, and that fell apart because I told a bunch of people before. And I think there was like juju, bad juju. People were like, wah, wah. I don't know. But that didn't come together. And same thing. I had the biggest deal of my life that I put out there. I had to, and nobody wanted me to close it. And guess what? Didn't close it. It fell apart. So in general now, like whatever I'm doing, whether it's go out with a client to look at property, whether it's talk about a deal that's going to close or an accepted offer, I don't talk about it until it is actually like positive. So I'll tell you, as soon as I know that I accomplished my goal, that's the key. It totally does. The juju thing totally exists. Let me see if Ryan's on yet. All right, my buddy's here. Hold on a second. Let me get him on over here. Let's switch over. Ryan, you there? Let's see if we got Ryan on. My buddy. There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, bud. How you doing?
Good, good.
Hey, man, I've been seeing you like crazy out there.
Yeah. I've had quite a couple of interviews this week. There's a couple that are going to come out on Monday. There's a interview with an what's it called? Gun Freedom Radio on Monday, and then my interview with Josh Fauerstein is going to be coming out pretty soon as well. Are we live right now or no?
Yeah, we're live right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Say hi, whoever's on. We have 4 people on YouTube. There's a couple other people I think on Facebook and maybe Periscope.
Nice.
Paul's saying hello to you. And we were just talking about juju because I'm doing something pretty cool tomorrow. I was telling you I got to get up early, and they were like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I don't really talk about things until I accomplish my goals." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I've had like record deals fall through and stuff like that, where I'm like, because I spoke about it, and I'm like, rather just get it done and be like, "Hey, look what I accomplished." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of that side of things. I wanted to share something with you, and here's the thing. I only want to say this one thing, and just hopefully this makes sense to you.
Okay.
When Trump says, "How are you?" just say very quickly, say, "I'm good." Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And because I wanted to share something with you, we have a very special message today. Okay, from Donald Trump, and I want to just share it with you. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Donald, how are you? I got Ryan on with us.
Oh, no, I can't see the screen.
Yeah, Ryan's
Call again. I know I got a delay on YouTube, so.
Yeah, you do.
Ryan, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Ryan, I've heard good things, that you're trying to take down the man. I like that because there are a lot of bad people in the Democrat Party, and they're trying to take down the Trumper.
Yeah, they are.
And as you keep pointing out, they're censoring all of our content. Every time the Trumper has a supporter like yourself, they try to stop you. So I personally want to see how I can help.
Well, is there any way you can get Ryan a press badge so he can
well, I could probably do that.
Yeah. Like that would be, you would do that?
Of course. No, I'll just have to check with Kelly. She's the one who handles the press corps.
Yeah.
And perhaps I can get Ryan his own pass.
That would be really
honestly,
cool.
We need some real news to extinguish the fake news.
I totally agree.
Well, look, I don't want to intrude on your interview, but just wanted to call and say thank you for your support for the Donald Trump show. I love it. It's bringing the curve down of the sleep sofa. People will understand they should take another road. It's called the Trump train. There's only one way to win. It's with Donald Trump. Because Sleep Sofa Joe turns the country to communism within, I don't know, 2.5 years, maybe.
Sounds about right.
As soon as the Constitution's burning in the streets, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. See you, Ryan.
Wait, hold on, Donald. One more. Oh, jeez. I was hoping he would have chatted with us a little more, Ryan, but
yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. He called in a little message.
I'm glad he popped in, at least for a little bit. Yeah, that was nice.
I had to create that, buddy.
That was fun, man. That was fun.
Well, you got to look back at it because I know you couldn't really see it because I think there's a little bit of a delay, right? Like if YouTube's open, you probably were watching it after the fact, but still, it's just a goofy thing. But I like to create. I did one for Mary Ann last week when she called in too. I was just like right before. Nice. I was like, how funny would it be if we were like. I was thinking, hey, let's get Ryan a press badge, like so he can go in there and do his own thing. You know what I mean? Like I was wondering, have you had anybody like a Fox News reach out yet, like a Tucker?
So no, I haven't. I reached out to my local Fox News, like Fox News Channel 10 here in Phoenix, and nothing. But some people recommended Rush Limbaugh because he talks about that all the time. Or Tucker Carlson. I really think we should. Yeah, we should try to do that. But I actually reached out on Twitter. I don't know if you saw my tweet, and I asked a bunch of people, "Hey, who do you recommend?" And I got some really good ideas.
Oh, good.
I think even Milo Yiannopoulos would be cool.
Oh yeah.
I have like 20 names people gave me. I reached out to, there's quite a few people.
You know what's weird? Like it's like the weirdest thing the Twitter thing. Like when I go on there and you post something, for example. Yeah. It's so weird to see the original like origin story thing. You know what I mean? Like you have to like click and then somebody else's. And it's like sometimes it's not readily available, and I'm like, wait, what was the original bit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that weird for you, or is there like a workaround? Because I never really worked in Twitter before.
I used to be confused by that as well. I'm barely learning about it. So if you're on your browser, it's a lot easier to see what they're commenting about. I feel like on your phone, it's sometimes it doesn't work, or it didn't used to work for me. But like if you just see a comment, they're like, "Oh yeah, I agree," and you don't know what they're talking about. You're like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Yeah. So you kind of have to like click on it and then like scroll up kind of on the browser.
So you're saying on a desktop, if I open it up, it looks like the way it should, where you see the original story and whatever.
Yeah, or you can scroll up easier. Yeah, on the phone it's a little bit difficult sometimes. But you still should be able to on the phone. Just like click on it and if you tap on it, you should be able to scroll up on the phone, swipe up, and kind of see the original conversation.
Well, that's actually really cool because I would like to clean that up. So listen, early on in the show, what I did was I played everybody the original Roy Orbison version of You Got It.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I worked on this a touch before I played You Got It for everybody. Uh-huh. And guys, first of all, while we're here, I want you to keep in mind, GoFundMe.com/Facebook Insider. Take care of Ryan. He's out there dropping some truth on the world, and any donations to Ryan help his family continue to move forward with the mission. But so check this out, buddy. I took this original idea of yours from the Roy Orbison song.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And let me just see if I could play it for you and see if we'll start, and then you tell me where we should adjust, okay?
Okay, yeah, I've got the lyrics pulled up on my Word document.
Okay,
there were some parts, most of it was okay. There might have been some adjustments you could have made. So that's good.
I think a couple of the lyrics I was like, I don't know how they fit in necessarily yet, but let me play you at least what I see, and then you could tell me what would be better.
Okay.
And let's see if we can do this again. It actually sounded pretty good when we did the song. I never played this song in my life before, so it was pretty cool. Every time I post a stupid Facebook police delete it, think I'm really mean. One look, one me, delete for good. I'm trying to look up the lyrics. Becomes a week. Every time you post, delete it. Drops the photo skull, deleted, and left a scheme promoted lefty. Every time I post, Democrat with algorithms live in my district and my family.
Proactive pull. That one's a little bit. Yeah, that one needs some work. So proactive pull, filter those cues. Can't have those dumb racist Trump dudes. But the proactive pull kind of sounds a little bit weird. Like that one needs that line needs to be changed. We need
now. The pull is that's a reference to you doing like a pulling something off out of the.
It's like how they filter things. Like they can send us certain things. So we can see proactive pull.
Let me see about this. So we're going from. Every time I post a conservative branded theme, algorithms limit my distribution and my fans. That part we have to clean up. So it's going to see algorithms limit my. I'm going to change the word fans.
Maybe change it to reach. Algorithms limit my reach and my fans. That would work.
Okay,
algorithms limit my reach and my fans.
No, it's going to go algorithms limit my distribution to my peeps.
Algorithms limit my distribution to my peeps. Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah.
And then it'll say proactive poll. Let's see if something better than proactive. Poll can stay in there, but we need...
Because we're talking about filtering those cues. Because they're very short. Like there's not much room for many words there. It's like one syllable at most. Okay,
that part too. How does that part sound? So we're going from.
It's very quick. Cause
okay, so that's let me go back to the chords for that then. So it goes.
Because the other one, if we compare to the first one, the one post, one meme, they're very short, syllables. And you can listen to it if you want from the original song.
Okay, so that goes. Okay, so that's going to go A. Okay, let me see. That goes. So it may work. Proactive pull, filter those cues. Can't hide those dumb racist Trump dudes. Every time you post, you delete it. And photo scum, delete it. And it left his skin. What's the hook to this one?
The last one is like more of a.
We have to have a you got it though. We have to have a you got it. We have to have a.
So the last verse is like.
You're fired.
You're fine. So
you're fired. We got to do that, right?
This one is the echo. This one is the next one that has the echo. So this next little verse in between, you say that you would sing anytime you post, and there's like an echo. Delete it, and then Trump supporter scum. Delete it. So it's more of that chorus response kind of thing.
But so when we get because I think what makes sense with this, if we're going to do this song specifically too, there's that long draw at the end. So you get to when you get to da-da, 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 and now it goes then it's gonna go I'm fired. You know what I mean? Like it's gotta be like the whole vibe gives you back. If it's not fired something, but we have to do the I'm you got it part. It comes back to that twice in here. Because I think we can cut back on the first part you're doing. Hold on, where was it again? Anytime you post, delete it. And let me move forward. The next part is proactive pull. Oh no, one post is the first one. One post, right? One post, one meme,
It's a little bit quicker too. The words are quick. So one post, one meme, delete, for good. It's very like staccato right there. Then one day becomes a week. So it's very short phrases. So that we can do that. We can. I like that chorus. That one works out well. The other one, proactive pull. No, I think you worked proactive pull. You made it work.
It does work. We can make that work.
Yeah.
I want to just make sure we get, because the last thing I think is actually this could be easy to do. The last thing would be when we get to this lefty, Yeah,
we need to maybe a different phrase for that. 'Cause lefty, it doesn't sound, if it's long and drawn out, lefty, it doesn't sound that E doesn't sound good when it's long and drawn out. So maybe replace that with something else.
See, because the thing you're also, tell me if I'm wrong, but like the idea in all of this is that you're criticizing all of this, and because these people are lefties, and you're criticizing it, the final word is you call them a lefty, and then, well, now I'm fired. You know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking is so like.
Okay, yeah.
So would that vibe be like anytime you post, delete it, Trump supporter scum, delete it, any leftist scheme, promote it, lefties, and then like, now I'm fired because I called them out. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it could be instead of it could be, you got it, it could be now I'm fired. Or
blacklisted or banned.
Yeah, or now I'm I'm shadow banned or no, I think that wouldn't work. I think it would be.
We should throw shadow ban in there somewhere though. That'd be good.
Yeah, maybe it'd be a way.
Shadow ban.
Oh, how about even saying something instead of lefty doing shadow ban somehow? It's sort of similar, and then saying shadow banned, and because they basically try to shut people down so no one even knows you're there. So it's like, it's like shutting off the tap. Like the water's there for everybody else but you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks like you're turning it on, but then there's nothing coming out. So that would be the way to explain. How do we explain that?
Like zero, we could use word zero, maybe. Or shutting off the tap, closed.
Let me see where that hook is. It goes. Okay, that's the one look. Let me just. The original goes. One look from you. I drift away. You want to go faster? So you want to do a quick version of the whole thing?
Yeah, let's go through. So we stopped at so after that second chorus we did, after the any leftist scheme promote it, there's a new verse type where it has the echo. So we could try doing the I'm fired. We can make that the echo. So
I have an extra.
Anytime you post, I'm fired. Trump supporter scum, I'm fired.
Yeah, anytime you post,
gotta push the lefty, and then we have a new. There's like one little tiny more verse where it says, I'm glad to take down posts by you. My heart warms up deleting you. That's the very last like little verse. And then we have to go into the chorus again, and then there's a final chorus. Anyways.
I see. Okay, so then we're thinking instead of saying delete it, and we say I'm fired?
Yeah, for the echo.
Anytime you post, I'm fired. Trump
and then for
supporter scum.
I'm fired. Yeah.
I like. You know what? Trump supporter scum.
We could leave with the first choruses. We could leave how they are. We could add the I'm fired to the echo part down at the where it says new verse type. Echo, delete it instead of like anytime you post.
You know what? This is going to be like Weird Al. Like, there's got to be some funny stuff in here. So I need to work on this because, like, for example, the Trump supporter scum. That one shouldn't be I'm fired. That one should be something about how how these people think about people who support Trump. So it'd be like Trump supporter scum, and then what they really want to do to those Trump supporter scums, like, let me work on a couple things and then make it all rhyme. Because
like Trump supporters scum, redneck, something about redneck or...
Yeah, something like that. Or Trump supporters scum, racist, white supremacists, like weird stuff is going to go in to make this. Because the idea here is that you have to poke fun at how silly these people are, that whenever someone has an opinion, the first thing they're considered racist. And it's the stupidest thing in the world when you have a country where you're brought up to believe you have free speech, and then when you learn you don't. It's 2020, and that you have no ability to speak out and say how you feel. So I think Trump supporter scum is how they feel. They have this mentality that these rallies, for example, it's like white supremacists going around. Like, it's the weirdest thing. And when anybody you see online said, and you told me you went to one, that it's like positive people. Everybody's very happy. They love America. And then you just get this crap being thrown around. So
if you say Trump supporter scum, we could try Trump supporter scum, a racist, any leftist scheme.
Trump supporters scum are racist, right?
Yeah, or those, because I think you said those racists would be a little bit too much. We could try those racists. Trump supporter scum, those racists. Yeah, we could try those racists.
Trump supporters scum,
those racists.
They're racist. It's their racist. This would be the best way to go. They're racist.
Yeah, they're racist.
Any leftist scheme, promote it.
And then lefty, we can change lefty for.
Okay, so we have to have one more line here. So
what do they call it? Woke. Let's put the word woke in there somewhere.
Yeah, I love that. So any leftist scheme, promote it, and then we have to have. How about this?
How about woken?
How about this?
Okay, what?
Okay, you're gonna like this. I'm just writing it down because this is it. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Let me play this for you just because you can hear what this vibe's at. Okay. Anytime you post. Okay. No, that's not. Let me see what that.
And you can try different styles too. I know you have more of that constrained vocal tone, but. All right, let's hear it.
Let me just sing it for you this way. Ready?
Yeah.
Anytime you post. Wait.
Anytime you post,
anytime you post, delete it. Trump supporters come, they're racist. Any leftist scheme, promote it. And if you think you're woke, you're a lefty. So I'm trying to figure out how I had that in there. So any leftist.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay. So it's two parts there. I'm hearing in my head. Maybe I'm wrong. So it goes.
I think it's too long. That phrase is too long.
Is it? Okay. Let's hear a second. Anytime you put. Sing it for me one more time.
Anytime you post, delete it. Trump supporter scum, they're racist. Any leftist scheme, promote it.
Okay,
yeah. So it's any leftist scheme, promote it. It's like eight syllables, pretty much. So it's pretty short. I mean,
yeah, maybe we could still use that.
Woke.
Maybe we can use that on the next line, because instead of carrying the same one, somewhere I think we should say, if you think you're woke, something. If you think you're woke, blah, 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 lefty. So if you think you're woke, you're
it, or there's something there. If you think, and let me write it down.
Okay, if you think you're woke. You're mistaken. You're mistaken, lefty. That's it. Let's try that real quick. Any leftist scheme, promote it.
If you think you're woke.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. So that would go Trump supporters.
Oh, here we go. Here. If you think
you're racist,
you're flat wrong. You're flat wrong.
If you think you're woke, you're mistaken, lefty. So that's it. If you think you're woke, you're mistaken.
That works.
Yeah. If you think you're woke, you're mistaken, lefty.
Okay. Let's feel it.
And then we're gonna go. What was that thing? Now I'm fired. That's when it goes back. Now I'm fired. It's gonna go. So that'll be the vibe for it. So we'll carry that along. So the next verse goes.
Yeah. So after the second chorus, we do the anytime you post. You can sing the anytime you post, and then I'll say I'm fired.
You know what?
So I'll do that echo.
And I'm also thinking, any leftist scheme, promote it. I hear that. I think that if you think you're woke is just funny. You know what I mean? Like, any leftist scheme is like, okay, but like, if you think you're woke, like that's like hitting people right in the chest with the truth there, because these people are just like, if you think about it, it's just like they're not. Like, it's the most closed-minded I've ever seen people in my life, and then they think they're woke. So the idea that they think they're woke, but they're totally closed-minded, you know? And if you think you're woke, you're mistaken.
What about if you think you're woke? Think on it. No, think on it.
Think you're woke.
No, that's saying think again. No.
If you think you're woke, you're mistaken. I think it has to be that, lefty. Think you're woke, you're mistaken, lefty. Yeah.
There's probably something
now
better,
I'm fired. So that it does make sense. You're like, any leftist scheme, promote it, and then the next one would be, if you think you're woke, you're mistaken, lefty. Now I'm fired. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. Like, you say that to someone, you're fired now because you said you think you're woke and you're mistaken. And now they're like, oh, okay, you're fired. And so it's just the concept of...
yeah, I like that.
So we could try that and then go same type of things. Trump supporter scum. So that's the echo of delete it would be instead. They're racist. So we just like the double tone of that. Gotta push the lefty. What is that? What has gotta push the lefty part? Let's see what that is.
Well, I'm tired.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. I got a good feeling for this. Do me a favor. Just adjust those lyrics that we just came up with and send it over to me.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is actually record it for you, and then we'll at least have it. And then what you could do is if you want to add a background or something over it, we can. I have my pedals here too, though. If you wanted me to add the... let's just try this first. Let me work on
let's go one through. Let's do one more run through, and then...
Yeah, let me see where we are. So we go back...
Talk about the cartility you showed me real quick.
Oh, yeah. I want to do that. Ready? So let me put this on here real quick. Every time I post a stupid Facebook meme, the police delete it, think I'm really me. One post, one meme, delete for good. A band. One day becomes a week. Everything you post, delete it. Anything you just delete it.
If you think you're woke, you're mistaken. Oh,
yeah.
Let's start the chorus again.
Yeah, that will work.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm fired.
Yeah.
So that will be, and then
like
we could
it.
sing the "I'm fired" over and over again, and I could add little things in there and be like, "I did it again." Like, you know what I mean? Let my mouth get in the way or whatever, and we could add little detail like that. So let's just, now that sounds a little better though, right? Let's try from the top and do it one more time, and then we could talk about that topic.
With the chorus, are we doing the new lyrics, or
let's do the new lyrics for now? Yeah, let's do the new lyrics. You're right.
Okay.
I just was reading instead of you know what it is? I wrote them down on the second set of chorus, not the first. So I'll just try to remember to look down there when I go.
Okay.
All right, let's give it a shot. Here we go.
So it's every time I post a stupid Facebook meme, and then thought piece, police delete it. Think I'm really mean. Yeah, that's the first verse.
Anytime you post, delete it.
Every time I post a stupid Facebook meme, thought police delete it. Think I'm really mean.
Yeah, I have the same one. Yep. And then we get down to the chorus is when I have to remember to read down here. So let me just move this microphone. Okay, let's give this one good shot. I feel good about it though.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thought police deleted, think I'm really mean. One post, one me, delete. Oh good, one then, one day becomes everything you post, delete it. Trump supporter scum, delete it. If you think you won't, you're mistaken. You're lefty. Oh, now I'm fired. I'm fired. First time, anytime. Is that right?
And then every time I post a conservative branded theme, algorithms limit my distribution to my peeps.
Anytime. Where did I read that? Oh, okay, yeah. Every time I post a conservative branded theme, algorithms limit distribution to my peeps. Go out, dare the pole, needs work, don't use, can't have no storm, races are drawn to you, that thing you post, delete it, Trump supporter scum, you're racist, no, I missed it. If you think you won't, you're mistaken. Lefty. Oh, now I'm fired. So how does the next part go? Is that basically because I got a cutoff here. It goes echo, delete it, and then Trump supporter scum, delete it. Got to push the left.
You could say like anytime you would sing anytime you post, and I would say I'm fired, and then Trump supporter scum, I'm fired. It's more of an echo, and then
okay. So let's try that real quick just to see.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get that part. Okay. Ready? Okay. Anytime you post,
I'm fired.
Anytime, Trump supporter scum,
I'm fired. And that one, I need to listen to it because it's a little bit different. Gotta push the, yeah.
I'm not sure how that goes. Let's go back to the woke thing and say, okay, ready? How about this?
Gotta push the wokeness.
You all think you're woke.
Yeah, you all
think you're woke.
That one has a different syllable scheme rhythm than the other one. So you could just say you all think you're woke, and I have to listen to that because I gotta push the lefty.
So you could do the background, right? So you all think you're woke, and then you would say, "You're crazy" or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's just throw that in there for a second.
There's no more
echo.
Sounds. Okay, yeah.
Is that not? That doesn't have an echo. That part.
Yeah. Let's do that. No. Yeah, it does. So instead of saying anytime you post, we're gonna say you all think you're woke.
Yeah. You all think you're woke, and then you say you're crazy.
You're crazy.
And then I'll say lefty.
Okay.
Wow, now I'm fired. And then we're back into it again. I think it's actually pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like. Now I think
it has a lot of potential. No, I really like it.
We run into issues that it's still Roy Orbison's music, so we may want to just instead, depending,
If someone gives us a hard time, that is. I don't know. Let's put it out. And
Yeah,
see
I
if,
don't,
you know,
yeah, I don't
put it
know
out
how
and
that
see what
works,
happens.
to be honest.
They-
Have you heard of Remy? Go Remy?
No.
A guy named Go and then Remy. He does. He's did this in the past, like political parody videos, and he would take like popular song lyrics or music, whatever.
Well, that's
But yeah,
that's a great.
yeah.
I mean, I think that's a great idea. Like I was gonna do for I was gonna do my Sharona for the coronavirus, and then I just thought that was very, like, I was insensitive, so I didn't do it. But like that's I think those are very funny.
The other one, what I was looking at was Smooth Operator, the Smooth Operator song.
Ooh, yeah, that's cool too.
He's a real life Spanish and then
See, the other thing that I could say too is what I like to do typically is you give me the lyrics that you want to just the idea.
Yeah.
And then like let me just write my own music to it and let me turn it into a song. I mean that's when I take songs and create songs here, that's what I do is I'll let the song write the lyrics. But if you give me lyrics like this is a start here, but it's based on You Got It. Like I'm wondering if I could just scrap You Got It and just do it like just
take some of those same words and themes. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just show you, for example, like just forget about what we've been singing and just see what this looks like. I don't even know. Let's just see what this is like real quick. Hold on. Every time I post a stupid Facebook meme, you know what I mean? Just like the police gonna delete it. Think I'm really mean. One post, one meme. Delete for good or bad. One day becomes a week. Anytime you post, delete it. Trump's supporters are coming to delete it. Mama's at the any leftist scheme promoted. Lefty. Every time I post a conservative, you know what I mean? And we can turn it funky. And the good thing about that is then you don't risk someone coming along and being like, yeah, that's my song. You're saying you know.
Hey, have you heard of, I didn't send it to you, I'll send it to you on Monday, but have you heard that song by Easton Corbin, A Little More Country Than That? It goes like, he lived on a globe, do 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 do. I'm a little more country than that.
No, but send it over to me. And why do you want it to be more country? Because I can write it more country if you want.
Yeah, that's something we need to decide.
Because if you wanted, we could be like. Every time I post a stupid Facebook meme, like I don't know, whatever we could do, whatever.
We could do different variations, but I think the folksy one might appeal to a certain audience, and then, but I also think like the more
really like you could do Cat
alternative type
Stevens
music.
Yeah, alternative. Well, that's the other thing too. You could do like alternative would be another cool thing. You'd be like,
yeah, kind of like
time I post a stupid Facebook meme. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many cool things you could do with this, but I think the idea, to me, again, You Got It is cool, but it's writing lyrics to it. And again, parody is cool. Again, if you're okay with it and no one's going to bother you, then let's just keep doing that idea.
Yeah.
And I think we should just finish the idea. I'm just saying the exploration for me is always trying to find something completely, totally original. And either or, but I think this is sounding pretty cool. I don't know if you agree.
No, I do. I think it's great.
So one more time, just so you hear it, and then we can move on to the conversation. Just
I might have to bounce before that. I'm really tight on.
So let's do this real quick because I think we're good on that. I wanted to just show this to you because I forwarded it to you, and you were like, "Yeah, that's." And I'm gonna just throw it on the screen. I want you to tell everybody who this is and who these freaking people are because they scare the hell out of me. Here we go. Ready, guys? Check this out. And Ryan's going to give us a little insight because he actually knows who these people are. Check this out, guys. This is scary. Tell me if you see this. Refresh, dude. Okay, look at this right here. Let me get in here. Oops. I have to just interact. Guys, this is a militia right here. Check this out. What are they saying?
So Mencho is the cartel. So they're just praising like the leaders of the cartel. So so that cartel, if you see, if you look, if you pause it, the car door.
I'm going to try to reduce the let's just play 2 more seconds and should be good. Look at this, guys. This is crazy. These people have crazy, like, sick arms. Look at that. There's a guy up here who's about to start shooting his gun. Right here, this guy. This is insanity. Now, the scariest thing, I want to just, because Ryan, when I sent this...
I just went pause the video. Pause it.
All right, I had to shut it off.
Yeah, so that cartel. So if you look close, if you pause it like early on, you see on one of the car doors, it's imprinted CJNG. So CJNG stands for Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación. So it's Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generation, whatever, new generation. So they're one of the biggest cartels in Mexico, and they're taking over. And they're pretty big here in the U.S. as well. They've got a pretty big presence.
So they're different from like an MS-13?
So MS-13 is La Mara Salvatrucha, and they're based out of San Salvador. So they were a gang that kind of originated in L.A. and then they recruit, anyways. But yeah, they're more Central American. So this is separate. So these are cartels that kind of a lot of these cartels in Mexico had their start from like these like ex-commandos from the Mexican military who joined up with the cartels. And so yeah, I mean, when I worked at Facebook, we deleted these on a regular basis. Like if they were mentioning like that, we would have deleted that video because it mentions CJNG specifically. Now these guys, I think they might have spent some extra money and bought these nice vehicles, maybe just for this promotional video, possibly.
You think that was like a promo video?
Yeah, like most of the trucks I've seen that they normally use are not that nice.
Yeah, they had like the turret on the top. The guy's like, all right, easy does it, Indiana Jones.
I mean, they have good equipment, but yeah, and they're yelling at Mencho. Mencho is the leader of that cartel. So yeah, Jalisco's in the western. Jalisco's a state in western Mexico, so that's where it's based out of. But they control that western swath of just below Arizona, the western swath of Mexico. So the eastern part of Mexico is controlled by another cartel. But yeah, no, this is one of the bigger ones, and they have their own cell phone networks. Man, it's insane.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Like, what is the? I don't know if there's an answer to that besides like legalization of like all drugs. You know what I mean? Just allow people to be smart or stupid. You know what I mean? Because allowing those cartels to continue unchecked, and you can't do anything about them because they just murder everybody in their path.
Yeah, they're brutal. I mean, they do what's called cleanings in towns and villages in Mexico, and they post a notice, hey, we're doing a cleaning, like nobody go out past 10 p.m. And it's basically a way for them to just murder anybody that opposes them. So I mean, there's entire villages, and we see with the new presidency in Mexico, they're not even fighting back anymore against these cartels. So there's basically essentially been a civil war going on in Mexico. Like with the last president, Enrique Peña Nieto, I mean, every year like 100,000 people die. Like it's a literal civil war. It's just a war between the government forces and the cartels. But a lot of earlier, I think last year, the cartel was hiring people. They put a word out to all the cops or the federal cops, the federales. They said, hey, we'll pay you like $2,000 a month if you join our cartel. $2,000 a month is a lot of money in Mexico.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're continuing to spread their word. So they do cleanings, and then we would see very gruesome videos of that where they would just behead people or chop people's heads off. So they rule through fear. That's how they rule. Yeah.
Well, it is a scary thing. I had a friend once who was dating like the daughter of a kingpin. And he's told a crazy story. Like, I've never done anything crazy like this in my life, but he said like I never tried cocaine in my life ever.
Yeah.
But he said that he used to get like, I don't know if this is a lot, but he said he used to get 10 grams a day from the El Jefe or whatever the hell the dude's name was. And he was so locked in there. He was like this wealthy kid, came from Connecticut, and he's dating like the daughter of some kingpin. And somehow he was like, he saw someone get murdered in front of him, like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was getting free drugs from them. I met him after he had been through like all of his stuff. And he's a great guy, but he was like, this is what I went through. I was like, holy cow. Yeah. And basically bottom line was he was able to get away. He was like, look, I was about to get murdered because I knew too much. I was dating the daughter. And like, if I did anything wrong, they were going to kill me anyway.
Yeah.
And it's a scary world down there. He's like, I'm lucky to still be alive. And I still remember that story. I was like 19 when he told me that story. I was like, blows my mind how this
Well, you shared that video, and I saw comments below, and they're like, oh, we better build that wall. I'm glad they're on the other side. Well, I'm like, dude, they're already here operating. Like, obviously, they're not going to start shooting cops up here because that would draw too much attention. But believe me, they're operating a lot in the U.S. already. And, like, in Arizona where I live, there's a corridor, where the I-10, freeway comes across the border, of course. And there's a drug corridor, and every year, $80 billion of drugs gets trafficked through that corridor. And it all goes to Chicago. So the price of the drugs increases like tenfold from Arizona to Chicago.
That's unbelievable.
But yeah, I mean, the legalization, I don't know if that's going to help. I mean, with marijuana, when it got legalized in Colorado, well, they already have all this money and cash, so they just invest it in legitimate like marijuana businesses. So
it didn't really help necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think it helps. It's really tough, and they're so brutal. These Mexican cartels are overtaking some of the other gangs like in California, and but yeah, their brutality is different. I mean, if you look at the Italian mafia, for example, I mean, at least they respected and like, well, at least they didn't kill women and children. And
yeah, these people will kill anybody. I got a quick thing that you may be able to use to get onto Tucker. Okay, so this is what I have this thought. For the last 3 years, we dealt with an impeachment process. We dealt with just like a witch hunt over this president and Russian collusion. Okay, everybody talked about Russian collusion. Everybody talked about voter fraud, right?
Yeah.
And you've proven by coming out and speaking to the people and showing documents, behind the scenes information, that they're not only censoring conservative information, but they're literally affecting this upcoming election. They are trying to steal this upcoming election. And my question, or more of my like heading for you to have when you try to reach out to Tucker Carlson, would be if the world has a problem with Russia and has a problem with China, they should have just as big a problem with right in our backyard, Facebook, Google, and YouTube doing the same thing this election. And they're literally they're colluding probably together. They're like, what can we do together in order to stop this? I notice if you type in certain things, was this you put in? You couldn't put in hashtag Facebook.
Expose Facebook.
Expose Facebook.
Expose Facebook. Yeah.
So that's,
hey, Mark. I agree. I'm going to reach out to Tucker. I really got to go right now.
No worries, brother. Hey, yeah, man. Listen, thanks for coming on again, and enjoy your night. And I'll work on this song some, and we'll catch up again next week or whatever, or I'll send you something after I have a chance to play around with it. Guys,
sounds good.
Awesome to have Ryan on. Hey, buddy, thanks so much. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon. Okay, pal?
All right. I'll see you later.
All right, be good. All right, guys, that was Ryan with some insight for us. All right, I just shut down. Let's see, maybe I shut this down. Good. All right. So basically, a little insight, but more working on that song for him. And it was cool to have him on. You guys are awesome. So officially, we had, oh my goodness, guys, 3 hours and 35 minutes. I'm supposed to get up early tomorrow. I got a lot going on. So let me call this a night and try to get some rest so tomorrow I can be productive. And that's why Ryan had to get going, because he's got to be productive as well. Paul says he's got a lot. Paul, we're going to have you on one of these days. We're going to have a conversation, my friend. But let's do this, guys. Let me settle down for tomorrow. No, let me see. Let me go back to Paul real quick. I was in the middle of talking. I couldn't get over to these different details here. Paul said if you legalize all drugs, it would be fine for a minute, but then you would, when the turf of the Hispanic cartel population finds out that they are getting someone else on their turf, they will come in with a probably lower pricing and higher force, most likely. Outlawing hard drugs is the only way to stop it. Border wall, no immigration of any mule. Send them right back if you catch them, no matter how innocent the mule looks. That's so true. But if you build the wall, this was to Ryan, and they are on this side. If we are hard on drugs, they will leave through the legal alleyways back to their own country and never be able to come back. That's very true. When we arrest them, we charge them with major felonies. The impeachment was also going down during the Fluhan. That's right. Peloizen was out in Chinatown rubbing elbows with people saying everyone is fine, and now she thinks the Trump virus. She calls it the Trump virus. Well, you know what? She's a chooch. She's Peloizen. She is Peloizen. Oh, wait, Paul, where did you send me the suggestions for songs? Yeah, I'm calling it a night. I'm going to do this, Paul. Here is my email address. Send me an email with any suggestions for songs you guys want to hear. I'll pull them up and work on them. Tomorrow, I will be back for Saturday Night Live with Mary M. Hanane. She'll be on to get down with us and drop some content. So, subscribe and ding the bell, like the video, share the video, and I will see you tomorrow on the next Real Talk. So, oh my goodness. Oh, Paul said to hold on a second. He's sending me a repost. I'm going to get some rest, my brother. This is about to cut out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Real Talk. I'll check it out, Sig. Thank you, buddy.